Thomas Show.
It's the weirdest and the wildest.
Horrible.
Call 888-STERN-101.
Your name is?
Jay Thomas.
The Jay Thomas Show.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
Well, if Hillary Clinton didn't look completely unpresidential yesterday when the shoe flies at her head, I mean, first of all, I absolutely, and don't even know why, cannot stand this woman. And the fact that she's going to run for president, which I'm sure she is just unbelievable to me. Did you hear her comeback after the shoe?
What was her comeback?
Well, apparently she wasn't as good a softball player as I was.
Whoa, that's not a hint. I don't know what is.
Why don't you just hold up a sign that, yeah, many of you that thought it was a lesbian, I don't believe there's any doubt anymore.
So your first joke is a softball joke? I mean...
Are you kidding?
You're just drawing a map.
And the nut that threw the thing at her left something from the CIA or whatever, and it was 1967, and I think Hillary Clinton was, like, just out of college or getting out of... She wasn't even in government.
I swear, I've been on the train with that woman at least 4 times in New York.
The one that threw
living here. Yeah.
And look, all her wrinkles.
Well, I mean, she's had a hard life, okay? She's stressed.
What hard life?
Oh, I don't know. She's publicly humiliated and continues to be forever and ever because of what happened.
I will tell you that when someone does throw something at you...
I just like that we've progressed from tomatoes to shoes.
Or a pie.
You know what I mean?
I do believe this. If I were speaking somewhere and I was hit with a pie or someone threw a shoe or whatever, I'm leaving the podium.
You're being hit with a pie. You're at Three Stooges are protesting.
No, I'm on them. I'm on him.
You would attack.
Beat the shit
How
out
about,
of him.
you remember, he was like the chess guy, Kasparov, I think? And all of a sudden, while he's giving a speech, this helicopter dildo starts flying in front of his head.
Yeah.
Remember that? I mean, that's creative, at least.
Well, a helicopter dildo. I would laugh at it at least, or say something. But she threw an orange shoe at her head.
So what happens now? She just has to hobble out of the building with one shoe?
Now a prince has to return it.
She was put upon by the Secret Service, and she will be, she's arrested. She's in jail.
She wasn't even a ticket holder.
What was weird is...
That shows you the security there around,
But what's weird is TMZ spotted Bill Clinton in a blonde wig walking down the street with one shoe on.
Shoeless.
Do you even think that they talk to each other? I don't even think they...
Somebody said that's a total House of Cards relationship, like that show House of Cards. Like, they're just together for the business, for the business of politics.
I mean,
But
and the weird thing
isn't that every marriage?
He screwed around on her when they were dating. He's the kind of guy that would screw your best friend when you're young. He's never been any different, right? They get married, and he screws. When he would go out of town, and this is documented, when he was the governor of Arkansas, his aides would field 25 to 50 calls from women. When's Bill coming back in town?
Listen,
it's not a joke. It's documented. It's written in biographies.
When people can pick you out of a cock lineup, you're heavily involved in sexual activities. When you can be recognized by your penis,
it's twisted or something,
that's not a good sign.
It's turned. It's got a turn to it.
It's recognizable. It's been seen by enough that people can. It's like a UFO. There's group meetings about this guy's cock.
It goes in a direction.
Yeah, he has that pierogi's disease.
My penis has big, not warts, but I have,
what?
Freckles. I have big freckles on it.
Big difference, dude.
Big freckles.
Big difference.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
You might want to open with freckles and not warts.
Nope, you've got a wart dick. That's it.
So I went on the trucking channel with,
Chris T. and Meredith Oaks on Freewheelin'.
Yeah.
They give you a toot.
So I'm on there, and one call comes in, and then they tell me that they both came from, public radio. I'm thinking, gee, I wonder why you get a lot of calls. So I'm on there, and this guy calls up, and he goes, "Hi, I'm a big fan of your..." One caller, I'm Tim, and I love Star Wars. I go, I hate all that. I hate all that.
He hated him
And I said,
in 2 seconds.
I said, I go to a movie. Here's a unique thing. I go to a movie or watch a TV show, and then when it's over, I forget about it. I move on.
He goes, I eat popcorn and then I leave.
I eat popcorn and I'm gone from the movie theater. I don't go home, dress as the character, and then find out the address of the Yoda, whatever the fuck it is, where he lives, right?
Dagobah system. Go ahead.
Well, he says, all right, in the Star Wars movie, and he starts asking me a trivia question. And I said, look, I just told you that I have no interest in it. And I turned to the girl.
You should call in here.
That's the producer.
Noah,
and I go like this. Hang up on this asshole. And they are frozen in that control room.
It's a very friendly show.
Yeah,
They're
it's very
frozen.
friendly, and then you come on.
And I turn to the girl and I go, I no longer want to even deal with this guy. And it's embarrassing that I got one friggin' phone call.
They don't get rid of a lot of people on that show.
Nobody moves.
Yeah.
They all sit there.
Yeah.
And the woman says, oh, and Jay will be on Howard 100. Well, I go, wait a minute. We need to relieve this guy of his phone. And he goes, so when the Jedi, he continues.
Sure.
And I go,
I bet he's had a bet with his buddy for years about this.
She looks over at the guy and finally they hang up on the idiot. They hung up on him.
She finally got rid of him.
You know, people
rid of
on
this
these
asshole.
shows, when they call up, and then I said the truth, which you should never say. There are regular people, and then there are people that call radio stations. Now, this, of course, will stop everyone from
Regular
calling.
people listen and go on about their day.
Now, I call radio stations all the time. I usually call right-wing announcers of shows you've never heard of, like local shows, and I pretend I'm a retired Marine colonel. And I go along with the program about guns for a few minutes, and then I say a couple of Semper Fi's, and then I hit them with some liberal stuff.
Such a troll.
And these guys can't get rid of you fast enough, right?
Right.
And by the way, this guy, Will Cow, that works here.
Yeah.
What was shoved up his ass?
I think he's carrying right now. Just shut up,
does he have
Jay.
another camouflaged hat up his ass?
He's got rifles up his ass,
So
Jay.
what?
Shut up.
So what? He's the rudest guy I've ever seen.
I just put my head
we're
down
all
when he
brethren
passes.
here. I've said hello or whatever, and it's like,
You know what? I use that studio a lot, and he always leaves his Twitter account open. You let me know. We'll take care of some stuff.
what is that?
I don't know.
What are they mad at? The right wing, I didn't even know this. All these editorials, the Wall Street Journal, the Post, every right wing newspaper, and Fox are all upset with Colbert. He's a comedian, right?
Right. It's a character, really. I mean, it's not even
I didn't
a real
know they
guy.
were mad at him. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And
That's like somebody being mad at Barney,
you
the
heard what
dinosaur.
did Howard run what Rush Limbaugh was saying about?
No, he wasn't on today.
They said that it was an Do we have Rush? Thing? What is your name?
That's Brandon, man. Brandon, man.
Have you lost weight or something, or you look different?
We only met once.
You're one of these people that it's forgettable.
Thanks.
I've met you one time already.
Yeah.
I talk to you constantly. You're doing a very good job.
Appreciate it.
You do a very good, but you're forgettable. And who's that in the back?
That's not
Mike,
true.
the intern.
Oh, I've heard about him too.
Majoring.
Does he ever bathe?
He's majoring in journalism, by the way.
Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah. He's undercover right
He
now.
won't learn anything here.
He's in a biker gang, so that's why he looks a little ragged.
My God. Let's listen to Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, I saw that. You really care what I think about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk. Yes.
You care what I think of Colbert getting Letterman's gig?
Yes.
You really care what I think about that?
Yes.
Well, I'll give you the short version. CBS has just declared war on the heartland of America.
Can you imagine?
There is and here's no longer is comedy going to be a covert assault on traditional American values, conservatives. Now it's just wide out in the open.
If you listen really closely, you can hear him crushing the pills up on the desk.
Is a redefinition of what is funny and a redefinition of what is comedy. And they're blowing up the 11:30 format under the guise that the world's changing. And people don't want the kind of comedy that Carson gave us or even Letterman. They don't want that anymore. It's It's media planting a flag here.
It's like he's slowly being choked.
Maybe
It sounds like he's taking it literally,
but it's
broadcasting while shitting. That's what it sounds like.
There's no unity in this house.
There's no unity.
It's like
They
broadcasting.
hired a partisan,
Like he's pushing out a turd.
to run a comedy show. So
Let me
that's
tell you
what I
about
think.
Colbert.
Cool.
Colbert is not
Fine.
going to do
Satisfied? Cool.
the act on the show. He's going to be himself. So he's attacking whatever the character is. They didn't do that with Fallon, did they?
It's as if you got mad at Nikolai Volkov, the wrestler who used to team with the Iron Sheik, and not the plumber, the Polish plumber who lives in Cincinnati, but the character he's playing, the Russian wrestler. It's ridiculous.
So let's say it was announced. They go, Jay Thomas will now be on the 700 Club with Pat Robertson.
Awesome.
And people go,
You do it, too.
But wait, of course I would. but wait a minute. He's, this screaming, yelling, shocking, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Right.
I can do it.
Right.
That's what I feel about Colbert going on the show. I've never heard him interviewed as a normal person. Doesn't he always do that character?
Yeah, I mean, and I hope
Except
that
when his lesbian sister was running for Congress in South Carolina. Is she a lesbian?
I don't know.
I like
That was-
saying that anyway.
I mean-
I just like pretending.
Allegedly.
No, is she? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know
I'm
either.
throwing that out there.
I don't know
I like
either.
throwing that word out. Allegedly.
The greatest thing that Howard ever said about Rush Limbaugh was when Rush went deaf. Howard says even his ears hate listening to him. I don't know if you wrote that or he's thought of himself.
Well,
as Chris Long.
and Howard's talked about his website that he sells the chair that he sits in to broadcast, his IEB chair, Excellence in Broadcasting chair.
Well, IEB excellence doesn't start with an I.
Oh, sorry, EIB. Sorry, EIB.
Oh, it's EIB,
Yeah.
Excellence in Broadcasting.
Yeah, sorry.
Now, when you hear him interviewed, he says he's kidding. He's a clown. And even Excellence in Broadcasting is a joke on the fact that he's...
So he should relate with Stephen Colbert.
Yes.
If that's the case.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
He said, for those of you that know the Comedy Cellar Club here in New York, and of course they have now is this considered? But no, it's on the radio. It's on.
Yeah, it's here on Sirius.
Yeah, I will not have anybody on with a podcast.
It's a rule here.
Yeah, I don't like those. And everyone that says that Adam Carolla makes money off of it is, to me, full of shit. Adam was bad on the radio in L.A. Awful. I did his show and went back to sleep during the show. Yeah, early morning show. Now wait a minute. Dan Naderman is...
Natterman.
Is it Natterman or Naderman?
Natterman.
Well, but you know what? It looks like Naderman to me. more Jewish. Dan, welcome to the show. And I'm supposed to go there Monday night. Are you broadcasting Monday?
No, broadcasting. No. Well,
No.
we don't broadcast from there. We tape there, and then it
And then you run it.
and then we run it here.
Okay. On Raw Dog 99 at 7:00, only on Thursday nights.
Yeah, I think there's a re-air though.
Okay, good.
I'm not sure when.
Right.
I'm sure it's on the website.
I never get anybody's name right. I
He is
Oh no, I'm not
He's
offended.
been here for 2 years. I was
You just
shocked.
you have to ask him his name again.
And you know what? Even when I was younger, it was the same way. My whole life is just dedicated to me. And I just have trouble with others.
Well, that's fair, and I'm not offended.
That's fine. Now, do you do stand-up also over there?
Yeah, that's how it kind of came to be. That
Yeah.
well, it started off as a podcast actually, and
Jesus.
now we're on the radio.
How many people did listen to the podcast? I mean, maybe.
Oh,
I'm
I have
wrong.
no idea. No.
Oh, you didn't know?
How many people listen to our podcast?
When you were on the air, how many people listened to your podcast?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, Dan,
Really? There's no way to like.
There
tell
probably is a way, but I didn't inquire.
that they would,
Dan is like a hitman. He just shows up for the job.
That's me.
Does his damage.
Love him.
And walks out the door. And
Right.
he's been doing stand-up for years. He was on Last Comic Standing.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on Letterman, on Conan, right?
Bob, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You wonder why.
Right.
You ever wonder, here you are really, talented and funny and everything else, and you wonder why these other assholes make it and you don't? I do. I worry about that.
Well,
I'm
that's
asking
the
you questions
reason
that I ask myself.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
Well, I used to wonder. Now I know why.
All right.
Because it's just sort of a random thing. I mean, I don't expect any logic to be to come into play.
That's right.
In this business. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not resentful.
It's like when you
which is why I don't. You may were talking about Stephen Colbert. I didn't know he did a character because I don't watch the show.
Right.
Because I don't get Comedy Central. Because I don't want to watch other people flourish.
Right.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So that may seem.
I knew you two would get along.
Small-minded, but
Natterman, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
I know best friend.
I'll never forget your name now. Natterman. It's like, and you must feel the same way. You look down, and a woman has just put your penis in their mouth, and you're going, what the fuck are you doing? I'm enjoying it, but I find it hard to believe that you're doing this to me. That's how random somebody becoming a star is to me.
Interesting.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Don't
pick
they
his
come
brains up
backstage
off the
and
table.
do that to you? No. They don't?
No.
Really?
No, I never had that happen.
You've never gotten a groupie or a chick after a show,
Not a
Dan?
groupie.
Well, I mean, they're kind of groupie.
Yeah, but not in the bathroom. Although,
Right.
yeah, not
In the
Right.
dressing room, then.
mostly because I have performance anxiety anyway.
Oh.
And I don't want somebody to walk in on this.
Right.
You know,
The whole time you'll be thinking.
I'd be too nervous to do that. In
He
that
takes her
environment.
out back instead.
I'm doing the Road Dog show, and I'm in there, and they said a couple of things, and I, laughed or whatever, and they said, Dave Attell did our show, didn't laugh once.
Yeah, he don't laugh. So much.
Well, there's nothing really to laugh in there.
Jay
anyway.
follows that up with, was he loaded?
Right, right. Now, one of the things that I find interesting is that you learned French, and you do comedy in French, is that correct?
Well, I have done.
But that's hard to do, conversational French that you can make people laugh, right?
Yeah, it was a great challenge, which is why I did it. I started off studying it just because I have too much free time. I'm not one of those busy people that I keep running into. That's always busy.
But you don't
I have free time. I had to fill it with something.
You don't have vacation French. You're able to stand in front of French people and speak like a native, but you...
Well, I wouldn't say speak like a native. It's clear I'm not a native, but I was able to do a reasonable job.
Now, what I would like to do is I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you only to answer in French.
Okay. Well, pressure, but anyway. Do you speak? Can you verify that it's correct?
Yes, I do, and I can.
Oh, do you? Are you French Canadian, or am I confusing you with the character you played on Cheers?
I'm from Louisiana. That was founded by Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne de Bienville. Does that ring a bell? The French bell? Does that ring a little French bell?
I knew it was...
and his brother Iberville, and I believe there's a lot of French people in the area. I'm not going to speak French today, but I am going to listen.
Okay.
So, Don...
Yes.
Don. If I was French, I'd say Don, Mr. Nuteman. Where were you raised?
Connecticut.
No, you see, that's not a good French word. No.
They say Connecticut. J'ai grandi à Connecticut.
Yeah. And what did your papa do for a living?
Mon papa, il avait sa propre boîte qui était dans l'édition des newsletters. I don't know how to say.
Wait a second.
Newsletter is French for Coke dealer.
Wait a second. That's how you did the comedy? You would stop and say the American word in the middle of it?
No.
They love
Parce que j'ai étudié mes blagues avant de passer sur scène, donc s'il y avait une blague et je connaissais pas, j'ai étudié la blague pour ne pas me tromper sur scène. Mais avec toi, j'avais pas l'occasion de faire ça. Donc, de temps en temps, je dois...
He's reading instructions to a stereo,
my
by the way.
panties just fell off my body and ran out of the room.
Me too,
Yeah.
sister.
That was
So that
unbelievable.
sounds horribly boring that your dad did that for a living. Was he a funny...
veux que je continue à parler français?
Yeah, no,
Est-ce qu'on passe à l'anglais maintenant?
No, monsieur.
Je pense que ça risque de faire chier ton public, mais...
Yeah. Et maman?
Chili, don't try to fit in.
Maman a travaillé avec mon père dans le même bureau. C'était une...
Come on, you're great.
Huh?
You're great. You're fucking great about your mother being a whore. Thanks.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did, liar, piece of shit. You said my mother was a whore. You said that to make me
No,
laugh.
I didn't.
He knows French.
Yeah, you did. Wow. So, Dan...
Are we Englishing now?
Yeah, let's go
We're
back.
back.
You were great.
I'm assuming that most of your audience is English speaking.
You know what? No, you're wrong. We have a tremendous amount of Canadians that listen, and they speak,
They're Quebec people.
They're bilingual. Okay. By the way, if you want to hear more of Dan in English, it's Channel 99, which is a Raw Dog mostly on Thursday nights, and then it comes from the Comedy Cellar. Has Shuli been on the show? Has he done a set?
He did our podcast, which you want nothing to do with.
Right.
and I don't blame you. But he also, you recently did
I did one
It
of
has
the-
not yet aired. We're airing it all out of order.
Yeah.
So the Tell episode aired last night.
Yeah, but in a couple weeks it's going to air, and my good friend who I started doing stand-up with, Mad Dog Mattern, got auditioned at the Comedy Cellar to be a host there, and that was what the episode really revolved around. Was we talked to him beforehand, then they aired the audition, and I think I did a few minutes there, and then they come back with the vote on whether or not, which I think is a very cool aspect of the show, because the Cellar is a huge, I mean, it's top of the food chain when it comes to comedy clubs out here. You know, Dan's on stage over there, and then, you know, Louis C.K. pops in, Chris Rock, all the heavyweights come down there to work shit out. So it's a great room. So as a comic to be auditioned for that place, that's a big deal, you know, that's a big feather in your cap.
Well,
so that's a cool angle of the show.
We work with Kevin Meaney in the afternoon, you know, and Kevin was kind of doing his old material Forever and Ever and all that stuff. And I guess maybe 6-8 months ago, he decides to start working every night.
Yeah.
And he's down there quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I see him all the time.
Do you, I mean, I'm just asking you a personal question. Is he doing more modern, new material? Is he working? Because when we were younger, he was one of the hot, maybe you don't know this, he was such a hot comic and so funny. And then, you know, you go through that thing where, you know, you're not young anymore. You're doing the same kind of bits.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff about being gay, which of course he wasn't even acknowledging that 20 years ago. So,
right.
So he's doing, and of course that's very, that's very
gay,
a la mode right now. To go back to the
Are
French.
you
But
gay? Are you gay? Or you're?
Why am I sitting? You know, you're right. I just noticed how I'm sitting. And
Well, no,
I know
you know, you're
this
sitting.
is audio,
Well,
and I got
He speaks French. He's sitting like a gay man.
you know, right? I don't blame you if that was your.
No. You know what? I think nowadays you have to ask what people are because you don't know. When I work with a woman, a broadcaster, most of them are lesbians, and they're really true. Most women she's not a broadcaster.
By the time you're done, anyway.
And I have the emails to prove it.
That's true.
What's that bitch doing
Get that
on that
cunt off
show?
the
And
air.
that Jew. There's so much hatred. Just so it isn't.
Seems to always be following Jay.
Just
for
so
some
it
reason.
isn't about me. I don't care what they say about the rest of you. But, from now you kind of have to ask, you know? You have to kind of check.
I'm not.
Well, you're thin also. You're very thin.
Okay, thin.
And
wearing
that's
pinstripe.
yeah, and you're nasally. You're thin and nasally.
Well, that could just be Jewish.
That is.
Well, I
Especially
wouldn't go
the
there.
nasally
No,
part.
I
I
wouldn't
know
go
maybe
there.
you're not at liberty to say
You
that.
got
but
my vote.
Shuli and I can address that issue.
But Dan, here's the great thing. I love incredibly educated people who were educated and then didn't use it.
That's me.
I know.
Yeah,
you went to a Jesuit university, Fordham. One of the
no, that was for law school.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went. It's still run by the Jesuits, isn't it?
I believe so.
You don't mind if I say that?
No,
do you?
I don't care. But that's not where I went
Did
undergrad.
they know you were a Jew? The Jesuits.
There was not only was I Jewish, but many of the professors, students, and some of the deans, I believe.
Yeah, it was all in the paper.
The Jesuits
They
let
outed 'em.
Jews teach the law.
Yeah, they certainly.
Wow.
I mean, maybe they didn't when it started.
Times
but,
they are
The
changing.
people that killed our Savior, right up there, teaching the fucking
I'll do you
law.
one better. eHarmony is owned by J-Date.
It is?
That's what I heard. It's the same company.
At least it's not owned by Christian Mingle.
Did you ever
Or maybe it's
practice,
Christian Mingle. I think it is
Oh, it
Christian
is?
Mingle.
Oh,
I think
Did
it's
you
Christian
ever
Mingle, yeah.
practice law?
Not a day, no.
Wow.
Not a day. No, it was a stupid thing. It's all nice and fine and good to have an education, but that was really dumb. I mean, I don't
Cost a lot of money.
because it costs a lot of money, and I don't use. Now people say, well, you can use it because now you can read your own contracts.
Yeah.
Well, anybody can. If you read English, you can read your own contracts. But
Well, you know what? You're wrong about that.
No, but-
Whereas, what for, and all of that. But there are stuff in there, even in the simple contract that I have here, which is one page titled "Take It or Leave It." Here at Sirius XM, that's so, and it's in Hebrew, so I had to get that fucking
to
thing
read it to
translated. Yeah. But there are things, and they're trying to make it more colloquial, as you know, the law. It is for the average person frightening to read a legal document.
But what I cannot do, all right, I might know some of the legal terms a little bit, but as far as whether this is a fair contract, whether the terms are good, I don't know that any better than anybody else. That has more to do with the particular industry that you're in. So if they offered me X amount of dollars as a lawyer, I don't know if that's good.
Right.
But if you work in the industry, you would know.
Right.
Because you would know what people are getting paid.
But it's
So-
like flying. You can't stop flying and not take flying lesson. In fact, they make you do it a lot. You can't stop for 4 or 5 years or 10 years or
Are
whatever.
you a
and go-
pilot? Is that way?
Yeah. You
So
can't
am I.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also do high elevation helicopter pilot.
No, I just have a basic private pilot VFR thing.
Wow. So you're checked out VFR, right?
Just VFR. I haven't done it in years because it's just I ran out of money. But I hope one day to go back.
Now, can you fly instrument?
No, I'm not instrument.
That's what killed JFK.
The fact that he could not do it, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
He took off, and when you're flying into Cape Cod, when the sun's going down, especially if there's fog, you don't know where the sky is. You don't know where the water is. Yeah, it sounds hard to believe, but you don't know whether you're upside down or right side up. Isn't that the strangest thing about flying? It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nutty.
Have you ever thought you were upside down, but you're right side up, ever?
No, because I've only VFR.
That's it. So it's daylight, so you could see everything.
Yeah.
That's it.
Meanwhile,
Can you fly at night? Are you allowed to fly at night?
You're allowed, but
you don't.
I haven't flown in like 7 years.
Have you done the mile high thing where you get a gal up there and you're flying around, she does stuff to you?
No, I haven't done that. No.
Isn't that the whole point of getting the license?
I don't think for
Dan
me.
Natterman's in our studio. Got a law degree. Didn't fucking use it.
He's very funny on Twitter.
Doesn't get blowjobs backstage, but
Or an aircraft.
Yeah, or an aircraft. But at the Comedy Cellar, you'll hear him on Raw Dog, which is channel 99. So what's fun also is what did your parents think when you decided to give up an expensive law degree and become a stand-up comedian?
I think they were okay because I have two sisters that kind of pursued a normal path. So, you got to figure at least one out of three kids is going to go in a weird direction.
What was it like the first night your mom and dad saw you do stand-up?
Well, I hate when they come to sit, but I guess I don't invite my family to come. If they come, and I don't like seeing them there.
Okay.
You're anxious before a regular show with nobody.
My niece came to see me, and it ruined my night.
How old?
She's 20.
Okay.
You know what I would do? I have to tell you, if my kids or somebody comes, I have to acknowledge it, and I can't relax. Obviously, if my wife, who scares me to death, was here, I can't say the things I'm saying to you about, are you gay?
It's a whole different shit.
Is one of your sisters a lesbian?
Yeah, I mean, my niece is there. I don't want to talk about masturbation.
Right.
Well, you need to call. What you have to do is you need to say they're there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it works. And then you ask your niece, do you masturbate?
Well, see, I
relaxes you.
But I had a buddy of mine once say, he goes,
I wouldn't say that to my wife, and I wouldn't talk about masturbation in front of her. But
see, I'm the opposite. I had a buddy of mine say once, I want to come see you do stand-up, but I'm going to bring my mom with me. Is that okay? And I told him, you need to ask yourself if that's okay, because I'm not going to change what I do up there.
Oh, boy.
And she knows we hung out our whole lives growing up.
You have to ask yourself if it's okay.
Why?
But that's your friend's mom. I don't care about my friend's mom.
Right. Oh, you don't? You would say masturbation in front of her?
Well, actually, I probably would feel weird. But my mother's actually, I was in Montreal, but my parents are Canadian, and so one of her friends came to see me, and it kind of threw me off.
It did.
She's an 80-year-old woman.
What about when a girlfriend comes?
Are you dating anybody now? What's going on?
No. Oh, and but if it's a girl that met me out of a comedy context, that can be odd, because you try to present yourself as a respectable member of society, and then you're up on stage, saying those kinds of things.
But don't they know that it's funny? Most girls know it.
Well, if the whole crowd is laughing, then they know that it's funny.
Yeah.
But if you happen to have a bad set, which Murphy's Law dictates you might, when you're trying to impress a girl, then it can be a little bit.
Wow. All right. Well, also, what do you think about the lost airliner? It's time now to make fun of it, and there's a bunch of people dead, but it is now time.
And meanwhile, you mentioned JFK Jr. crash. They found his plane next day, that night, and that was a small little plane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But now it's time that I was at dinner with a guy last night who stopped in the middle of dinner. Art Sears, our friend, he goes, I go, what? He said, I thought I heard two pings in the middle of dinner, and I died laughing. And so it's time now to start. Have you worked on some material about, because I know a lot of comics aren't doing it yet. They aren't really.
I'm not
really
going to go there.
Why not? 239 are dead.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Look,
How could you not find that
time plus comedy is tragedy.
I feel like, it's
time
bad karma to make fun of a plane crash, especially if you fly a fair amount.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to chance it.
You think that
What about the same reason, like, people ask me who's the next comic that's going to die? I say, I'm not answering that question.
Right.
Because people talk about that a lot because comics seem to be dying like crazy.
So you said
people say, well, I wonder who the next guy is. Dan, who do you think?
I think it's Colin Quinn.
No.
Why Colin?
I just think he
He's
doesn't look well.
very angry on Twitter right now.
He doesn't
Very
look well.
angry.
I don't think Colin's
I think he's a big drinker and doesn't look well.
He's very upset about the
Quit
Colbert
for years.
No,
situation.
That's a lie.
Really?
So is my friend Bobby Pastorelli, and they found him with a needle in his fucking arm under the toilet. And I was just at dinner a week before with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he fucking ODs.
Well, yeah, but everybody knew that was coming.
No, they didn't. I didn't say he was going to die. I had dinner with him. He looked fine.
I saw him a week before he died, and he did not look fine.
Really?
I saw him at the Comedy Cellar. He was hanging out with Chris Rock. And
Maybe he didn't like your set.
No, he didn't see my set. He looked like he looked bad, you know.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, Dan, when you're there, and I don't know if this has happened to you, but I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it happens. A guy like Chris Rock shows up, and they, part the set list, the order of the comics.
I wish Dane Cook would die.
And bring him up. Have you ever been bumped by?
Of course, we all get bumped.
And how long? And how long do they usually do? Is there a certain?
Well, I mean, Chris Rock figure 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
Dave Chappelle figure an hour and a half to.
But what does that do
sunrise
for the Cellar? Because you got 3 shows, right? And you got a crowd lined up for the next show.
Yeah, it messes up the whole thing. And I mean, like, if I were the owner of the club, I probably would feel bad, but it's like, what are you going to do? Say to Chris Rock, no, go, And
it's one of the reasons why there's a line of people.
Yeah, there's one of the reasons why there's a line of people. But they have to wait, and now they're waiting because Chris Rock is there, and they're not even going to get to see Chris Rock necessarily, but what's the alternative? Tell Chris Rock to beat it?
No, listen, you're right. I hear you.
When I was doing, like, years ago, when Robin Williams was really big, and we would go to the Comedy Store or whatever, and he wasn't going to be on that night. He would come in, and the crowd would know he's there, and he would go on, and that was it for all the other comics. It was over. So that's been happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it happened, when Dangerfield was a big, I don't know. But I remember feeling badly for the comics and all, but Robin was funnier than shit, and so he's there for an hour. I know, it's sad, but
no, I don't. It doesn't.
The All-Star kind of wins. You know what I mean?
But the show continues after those guys go on. It's usually fine.
Right.
But even if not, that's okay. I mean, if I miss one night, it's not going to kill me.
Right.
That's it. I know it's good for the club, and ultimately, if it's good for the club, it's good for me. And and I'm not that. I don't feel the need to go on all the time, so it's no big deal for me.
It used to drive me nuts that Richard Lewis would do a concert movie. And he would have his notes on the piano, and it would be the HBO special, right? Did you ever see him go to his notes?
No. I saw Carlin. I saw Carlin in Vegas years ago at Caesar's Palace.
But he was working stuff out.
Well, he comes out with index cards, and he goes, "Listen, I'm doing all new shit for this next special I'm working on, so this is all shit I'm working on." And he starts going
through it. I saw Jerry
Seinfeld
Richard Lewis
do the same thing.
went to the piano.
Right.
And kept looking at his notes, and then would come back and do the bit. Funny, yeah, it was funny. That was odd.
Well, that might have been the booze back then, too. He was a big drinker.
That always makes me feel uncomfortable.
Well, you know what Carlin started, which nobody realizes? Nobody wanted, he just wasn't happening anymore. So Carlin went to Caesars and said, look, I want to rent the room. It's four-walling now. They call it I want to rent the room. And I will... What would he pay for? They would pay for the advertising that he was going to perform there. He would give them half the door or whatever, or an amount of money if they didn't make the money.
Right.
And they were not sure that he was going to play in Vegas. This is true. So he kind of invented the four-walling thing. And George Wallace has done the same thing. Yeah. But now George has won $1.5 million from the casino. He tripped on a wire. And he said he was terribly injured, and the Bellagio paid him $1.5 million in a lawsuit. Isn't that something? What's he going to do with that? He doesn't need any fucking money.
Put it all on red.
Have you ever tripped on a wire on stage or something?
No.
Have you ever fallen off stage?
Some water. I got some rusty fluid was leaking on me at the cellar one time from the pipe.
I fell off
I didn't
stage
sue, and I ruined a perfectly good.
Well, there you go. Rusty fluid. That's terrible. That could hurt you. That could be. Who knows what the fuck that is?
I did. I barely.
You don't look well.
Yeah, it could be that I've been affected.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you ever sue a club if you were injured?
Well, I don't know.
Would
you represent yourself?
You're a non-practicing Jewish lawyer.
If I needed medical care, I suppose I'd have no choice but to sue them.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Now, when your dad was doing newsletters, was that
Or if I
kind
needed
of like
money to buy a new house, I would have no choice. A larger apartment.
your dad was a newsletter impresario?
It was impresario of newsletters. That's correct.
Yeah. Now, that would equate to what now? A blog or?
Well, yeah, I suppose it would be online now.
Yeah.
It would be online, I guess. Sure.
Is your dad still alive?
Yes, he is.
Why didn't he go to that? Why didn't you help him?
Why? Because he asked me, but I wanted to go my own way. But we all do, I think. I mean, not everybody. Some people go into their family business. But
so your dad's life was ruined because you didn't want to help him?
No, it wasn't ruined. He retired and he sold it and he's retired. But
he sold the newsletter business?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't quite a Fortune 500 company, but whatever.
It was?
No, it was not. But whatever he got for it was.
Jay would have jumped out the window.
Jesus.
And so now he's retired. But I don't know if he was disappointed or not that I didn't follow.
So you don't make jokes about the crash plane. You won't tell me who you think the next.
There are bigger tragedies.
Well, wait a minute now. And do you talk about being Jewish on stage? Is that a big part?
No, unless I'm performing for, unless I'm performing for a Jewish audience, I don't necessarily.
You talk about.
I just don't feel that the audience
about
is.
Hitler? You talk about Hitler?
I have made jokes about Hitler.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I made a joke about Hitler. I'm not going to get into the joke, but
No, tell us.
well, the joke is when Hitler was born, everybody was excited. You never know what you're going to get, so you. Everybody said it's a boy, and probably a girl would have probably been better.
Do you believe in Nostradamus and all that?
I believe he existed. I don't know that his quatrain. I mean, although I watched The Man Who Saw Tomorrow with Orson Welles, and I couldn't leave. I was at a friend's house at the time. I couldn't leave the house. It was like dark. It was nighttime, and I couldn't go home.
The only thing that makes that special better.
It was so damn scary.
The only thing that makes that special better is at the same time your buddy's handing you a bong and he's going, he was off by one letter, bro. One letter.
Hester.
Hitler.
Hester, whatever the hell it is.
And then he predicted the end of the world, so that's really free. He was like, these predictions have shown. I'm not a.
Wasn't it the Arabs and the Chinese team up against us or something, right?
Yeah. Well, some guy in a blue turban, I think.
That's right.
They had that. And,
right.
When Osama bin Laden was around, those shows were huge, and they showed something from Nostradamus that said there was a character, the Antichrist looked like him, or Barack Obama looks like the Antichrist also. Mm-hmm. So in the TV show The Bible, the devil looked just like Barack Obama. Did you watch that show? The Bible? That's a good one.
Speaking of the third Antichrist.
Yeah.
Just walked in.
By the way, Dan Natterman's here. Go to Dan Natterman on Twitter. The Comedy Cellar show that he will
co-hosting.
Yeah, co-hosting.
And you have to be with that owner guy, that foreigner that owns the place. Why do you have to be?
He's not even a foreigner. He's born in the States.
Well, his name is Noam Dworman. I mean, that's not an American name, that's for sure.
He's not of Anglo-Saxon blood.
He's a big fan of yours.
Norm Dworman.
No, he's from Hartsdale, New York.
How do you say his name?
Noam Dworman.
Noam Dworman. It sounds like you've been hit in the mouth and you're trying to say, help me, doorman. Help me, doorman. Help me, doorman. Norman Dorman. And he has to be on there with you. Is he funny?
He's funny, but more than that, he owns the place, so I got no choice. But no, but also, no, he does a nice job of keeping everything moving nicely and steering, and also it's fun to bust his balls about the, things.
Well, that's the other thing. The comics that do the show, they have the owner there in a show atmosphere, so they can. I mean, there's a lot of ball busting that goes on there, anyways, but. He definitely gets a good share of it. Yeah. Right. He's a good sport.
We're going to go away for a couple of minutes and come back. And if Dan wants to, he can still be here.
50% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
The Jay Thomas Show. The weather in my pants is warm and humid with a chance of drizzle.
Howard 101.
So what's your name?
Jay Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
This is the Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Howard 101.
Dan Natterman's here. The Comedy Cellar show that he has to do with the owner is a strange name. And they're on Raw Dog Comedy Hits Channel 99 Thursday nights. And then, of course, it's rerun, constantly. In a few minutes, there's a little girl that I know, and her teacher's given her an assignment that she has to interview a Spanish-speaking person. And her father has said where they live, they can't find any people that speak Spanish. And he was going to hang around the Taco Bell or something and wait for a Spanish person. I don't even think Spanish people
don't eat Taco Bell.
I don't think so. I think diarrhea is Spanish for Taco Bell, so they don't do it. But he's going to call us up at 3 o'clock, and then we're going to try and find a Spanish speaker, and she'll only be doing it for her homework assignment? Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is like the homework hotline.
Almost. Actually, that's actually a funny bit where you would get.
I used to prank call.
Dan Anonymous, he's very smart. If you need some help with the homework, please give us a call. So that's it. One of the other things we do is we do audio of video, where we take audio from the week and stuff that's happened. What I'd like to. Well, we just played Rush Limbaugh. What do you think of Colbert being himself on a show that we've never seen him be himself?
Well, like I said, I didn't even know he wasn't himself because I haven't seen the show.
Well, but that's the question. Are they going to do the Colbert show?
Yeah.
And the right wing hates his guts because he pretends.
He pretends to be a right wing guy.
And I was reading the Wall Street Journal editorial against him, the Post, Limbaugh, everybody over on Fox. Now when Jimmy Fallon was put on late night, no one didn't say anything, right?
He's not political. That's the thing.
But I don't think Colbert is political either. He's joking around.
Well, that's the thing. They miss the comedy and they strictly hang the hat on the political stance. And
so weird. I watched him and laughed, and I thought, okay.
But his political stance is part of the comedy.
Watched, Dan, you've watched him too, and you don't think he's funny.
I really have never seen it.
Yeah, but you don't think he's funny.
No, I wouldn't know. I've never seen the show.
You ever seen Jon Stewart?
Here and there. I said, I don't get, literally do not have Comedy Central in my house.
Is it a premium that you have to pay?
Yeah, but that's not the reason.
Well, really?
The reason is I don't really watch that much TV. I watch channel 555, which is TV 5, which is the French channel. And that's,
you got to be kidding.
Well, that's one of the ways that I practice my French is by watching French TV. So that's why I watch that a fair amount.
How can you even be a stand-up comedian if you don't watch American television? How can it happen?
I'm doing it. I guess it can be done.
Well, I've never seen you. I'm going to have to go to this comedy cellar
thing. Yeah, you talk about other things, but...
do they have reality TV shows on the French channel?
No, but there are reality TV shows in France, but they're not airing on that channel.
So you don't know any reality TV shows? You don't watch any of those? You watch Axemen or Survivor Man?
Well, I was on Last Comic Standing. It's a reality TV show.
No,
whatever it is, I was on it.
You watch Honey Boo?
One of the early ones.
I hear things from time to time. I get wind of stuff, like the Duck Dynasty guy. And
you get wind of it?
Yeah, I get wind of it. I don't really watch. No, you're right. I don't have my finger on the pulse of pop culture.
You don't?
By any means. But no, not at all. No.
Does that scare you?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You could end up like Kevin Meaney.
I guess I could become really out of touch, but yeah. I seem to hear enough. People talk, I don't know.
How many gigs do you do where you?
But I'm not talking about that in my act anyway.
But how many gigs do you do where you're speaking French, where you're doing a French comedy?
Very seldom.
Okay.
Very seldom. I mean,
but you're studying it.
But
like
when you go to your house, is the fucking French thing on all the time in the background?
It's on. It's on. It would drive me nuts
if I was sleeping over there.
It's on a fair amount, but. Yeah, no, I mean, I mostly study for pleasure, but if it, as a byproduct, I can do my act in it once in a while, that's fine.
Are you going to go to the Carla Bruni concert?
No, is she in town?
She is.
Oh, no, I'm animal.
She's back singing again.
Okay.
Do you know who Carla Bruni is, Shuli?
I do not. She hates Jews?
Socrates.
No, she's married to
Socrates.
Somebody who's of some Jewish ancestry.
He was the president of France.
He was the president.
And he left his concubine to be with her. And, of course, they don't care.
Well, you know more about it than me.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't necessarily follow French culture. I just the language really that interests me more than
I can't believe you're a stand-up comedian. I don't even know where you get your material from. You don't watch American TV. You don't know anything about French politics. I'm stunned. I can't wait to see your act.
Yeah, what do I talk about?
I'm going to yell some popular things from the crowd and see if you know.
Yeah, you'll definitely.
I'm going to yell, what do you think of that Bear Grylls?
Well,
Look at that Bear Grylls.
Real Housewives.
Yeah. Hey, Nataman, you ever watch that Bear Grylls? He's in a Holiday Inn about a mile from where he's bullshitting us.
I had a woman yell, Real Housewives, when I was on stage a couple weekends ago in Jersey.
Oh, I would have loved that.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't watch that show. There's no
I
Housewives
did meet one of the Bachelorette, the Bachelor, the show. I did meet one of the, at the cellar, one of the
fallen stars.
One of the,
the rejects that didn't get a rose.
Are you in now?
Poor darling.
I don't do any of this. I have people do it. But are you a big Twitter guy? You're a big social media guy?
I tweet.
Okay,
I tweet.
good.
Dan's good on Twitter.
Sometimes I go through periods where I don't tweet, and sometimes I get tweety.
What's your tweet today? Do you have a couple you laid out today?
I tweeted today something.
Not about coming here. I mean, a comment about your life.
Yeah, he puts out jokes.
I just do basically jokes because I'm not famous, so I have to try to be
How many
funny
followers
as best
do you
as
have?
I can. An embarrassing amount, 3,800.
Yeah, we got to
Did
get
you know
that.
your website has been canceled?
Oh, it has been canceled?
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you the guy that said, can I help you with my website?
No, I wasn't.
Somebody called me. It's canceled? Really?
Yep.
Now, Garrett put his cock in a sock
Well, I'll have to get on that.
2 days ago, and in England got 6,000 hits.
What do you know? Why is it suspended? Because I
in
didn't pay
15 minutes. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And the management here made him take the picture of his cock in a sock down. Okay? For some stupid
Big
reason.
sock fans.
I don't know what it was, but that he got 6,000 whatever in 15 minutes in a foreign country was.
Well, listen, it should really,
I don't know.
The executives might want to take a lesson
Let's
here
go
on
to
marketing.
Steve of Burlington, Ontario. Yes, Steve, go ahead. Steve.
Hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Good, good. Back to the Colbert.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard he's not doing the Colbert character.
Well, you're a fucking Canadian. You're not even allowed to comment on anything in this country. Hold it 1 second. 1 second, please, Steve.
Yeah,
Someone name any politician in Canada.
Well, we all name
Rob Ford.
Rob Ford.
Rob Ford.
William Lyon
that's
Mackenzie
our mayor
King.
William who?
William Lyon Mackenzie King.
Wow. Rob Ford. All
Dan,
right.
No one knows the president or what prime minister. Or
Who was the prime minister?
Who's the prime minister?
Yeah.
It's Stephen Harper.
Oh.
I'm surprised you know that. You know what?
Sounds like a sitcom
I mean,
actor
isn't
to
it
me.
weird that we don't know anything about this giant,
Who's your king over
Hat.
there?
this giant
Who's the king?
white country above us? We don't know anything about you. It's sad. I'm embarrassed by this.
I heard Celine Dion bought a deli. Is that true?
You guys can keep her in Vegas. We don't want that.
Yeah.
And keep Bieber as well.
Now, what did you want now, Steve? I'm sorry. I was so rude.
No, I was just saying that on the news around here, I don't know, maybe it hasn't filtered down to you guys,
What is
that Colbert isn't doing the Colbert character.
We know
Yeah,
that.
we know.
We've been talking about it. It's in every paper. What do you have,
Oh,
Morse
right.
code there? What's happening?
No, because you guys were just saying, is he going to do the character? I don't know.
No, we didn't say that. We said he's not going to do the character. None of them, no one's ever seen him talk normally.
Right. Is
Well-
this a foolish move?
I think so.
I think so, too.
It would be like if someone said, hey, you know, Steve from Burlington, Ontario, he's going to say something interesting in about an hour. None of us would believe it.
All right,
you
say
believe
hi,
it?
Ira, for me.
I believe it if it was related to Celine and Renee.
That's it. All right. Thank you, Steve. Steve of Burlington.
All right.
All right.
What's the weather here up here, Ira?
Ira the weatherman. Ira the weatherman.
Yes.
What's the weather? He's our weatherman. Let's go for the weekend weather in Burlington, Ontario.
Burlington, Ontario, it's going to be around 59 degrees in Ontario.
Any rain or snow or anything?
No rain whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Beautiful.
Steve, have a great time. What are your plans for the weekend there? What do you guys do?
Steve gets laid over the weekend.
Steve, get laid over the weekend, says our
We're going
weatherman.
to be watching hockey, man. What do you think?
Oh, that's right.
Playoffs.
Hockey over the weekend. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Ira, how do they keep the ice? Thank you, Steve. How do they keep the ice frozen.
They keep it frozen.
Wait a second. How would they keep it frozen if the temperature's 59 degrees? How would they possibly... What's freezing, by the way? What is freezing?
Freezing, it's around 32 degrees.
32 degrees. And that's Celsius. What is that? That's Celsius.
Celsius around 2 degrees Celsius.
2 degrees Celsius. Now, if it's 59 degrees, how would they keep the ice from melting? I don't get it. Please help us.
Well, it has to go on 32 degrees to get ice.
I don't believe this guy's really out of his mind. I think this is a guy that's an act.
Jay, I just learned that Stephen Cold beer is not actually a bear made of coal.
It's not a bear made of coal. Thank you very much, the weatherman.
This just in.
All right. Do we have Jose with us in the studio?
Jose is actually in studio right now, so he can't come in, but you do have somebody on the phone from Mexico.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Wow.
His name is Trey.
Let's go to Trey from Texas. Trey, did you come into the country, is he online too? Did you come into the country legally, or are you hiding out? What's going on?
I swam here.
You did swim here? All right. So, Trey, you do speak Spanish.
¿Cómo estás?
Wow.
Bien. ¿Y tú?
Now listen, idiot. This is a little girl, and this is for her school. So if you don't speak Spanish, let us know now.
I lived in Mexico for 3 years.
All right. Let's go to little Maggie. Maggie, welcome to the show. How are you, sweetheart?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. So your assignment was what? Tell us what the teacher asked you to do.
So she wanted us to go out and talk to an immigrant and, get the real-life experience and ask them questions.
Wow.
Well, it's your lucky day.
But can I ask, is it okay if I ask you?
Dan Natterman's going to ask you a question,
This is Trey that's supposed to be a Spanish speaker?
Yes.
Because he lived in Mexico for 3 years. Because I know dudes live in America for 20 years. Don't speak English.
I'm sorry, Maggie. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Oh, what was the... No, they're just supposed to be an immigrant from wherever.
All right. He's an immigrant.
He swam here.
He said he snuck over illegally, Maggie. Does that bother you?
No, that's interesting.
Texas is almost like Mexico, so.
Texas is almost like Mexico. I seen it. Say that to the guys with the big ice sweaters on, and they don't agree. Maggie, you'll have to ask these questions in Spanish, and Trey will have to answer in Spanish also.
Yes.
All right. And what I will do is I will translate because I speak fluent Spanish myself.
Okay, cool.
All right. Trey, I'd like you to meet Maggie, a high school student from Connecticut.
Mucho gusto.
Hi, hola. Okay, ¿cuáles fueron sus razones para venir a los Estados Unidos?
Whoa. Say it again?
Jesus.
Where's Jose?
He asked if you had veneer on your teeth.
No.
All right, wait a minute. Say it again, please, Maggie. What an idiot you are, Trey.
I even know what she asked you, and I don't speak Spanish.
Okay.
I can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear her?
No, I'm trying to listen on the... Yeah, go ahead.
You're trying to listen. Why don't you listen on the telephone?
Turn off the radio. Listen to the phone.
Yeah, listen on the phone.
Okay.
Do that.
Here we go. Try it again, Maggie.
¿Cuáles fueron sus razones para venir a los Estados Unidos?
¿Qué?
Hold on a minute. Trey, you have an answer?
All I heard was ¿Cuáles para venir a Estados Unidos?
I think it's how do you get a koala bear in a
All right.
tree?
Maggie, did you hear the answer? Did you hear the answer?
Into the U.S.?
I did not hear his answer. The question was, what were your reasons for coming?
You know what? This bit is El Stinko. I'm going to say that in Spanish right now.
You asked for a Spanish speaker. You didn't ask. I'm not an immigrant. I was born here, but
now all of a sudden you're not an immigrant, huh?
Dude, he sounds like he's from Encino.
Let's get Roberto Duran on the phone.
All right.
Now,
you know what? Let's get rid of this guy and go to another person. Yeah. You know what? You're a failure. And you're a failure as a human, as a caller, and as a bilingual speaker. And I hope when Colin Quinn dies, whatever he dies of, you get.
Jay.
What is it?
How do you say I'm a big fan of both cartels?
I don't know how you say that. Maggie, hold on a minute. We're going to get you a... This is just...
Okay.
Let's go to Arturo from El Paso, Texas. Arturo, when did you sneak into when did you sneak into our great nation?
Me?
I was born here.
All right. We want an immigrant.
Someone, I should hear sirens in the background when you call.
Hold on. I live in El Paso. That's border town to Juarez.
Okay, El Paso,
you know what?
El Paso makes
You
the cut.
sound enough like Speedy Gonzalez that we continue this bit. Maggie,
You want Spanish? What's up? Okay.
Maggie is going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer her as a Spanish-speaking immigrant. All right?
Now listen carefully to what Maggie's going to ask you. Okay.
And by the way, she's 14.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Take
Here
it
we go.
easy.
All right, go on, Maggie. What's the question again?
Okay, ¿cuáles fueron sus razones para venir a los Estados Unidos?
Okay, say that again, because I didn't understand nothing.
It's the phrase that pays. Go ahead.
How can you idiotic people who speak Spanish not understand her Connecticut accent of Spanish? I don't get it. Could you not hear her volume-wise, or how? What couldn't you hear?
I guess it's volume-wise. I can't hear it.
Okay.
All right, try it again.
Repeat.
Try it again.
Can you scream it?
Okay. ¿Cuáles fueron sus razones para venir a los Estados Unidos?
Oh my God, I can't even hear it. I'm sorry.
Why can't they? Let me ask you a question. Why can't they hear?
He's probably
they're
running from
idiots.
the cops.
What's that?
They're idiots.
You're saying he's an idiot.
Yeah.
You can't hear it on the
She said-
telephone, Art?
¿Cuáles fueron?
What's that, Art?
I can't really hear it, for real.
Do you have
All
the
right.
SAP
I can hear
button
you.
What?
You don't watch TV. You don't know what that is.
No la puedo oír. No la puedo oír, de veras.
Did you hear
Oh,
that,
this guy
Maggie?
sounds like a real Spanish guy.
Did you hear that, Maggie?
Yes.
Okay, write that down.
Okay.
All right. Question number two. Number two. Here we go.
¿Qué diferentes oportunidades estaban disponibles en los Estados Unidos?
What do you find to be the different work opportunities here in the United States? Art, in Spanish.
Las oportunidades mejores que hay en Estados Unidos
Whoa.
es que pagan mejor
This guy's a real thing.
y puedes comprar más cosas con el dinero que ganas aquí y
Here.
las leyes las respetan más.
All right. He and his wife are running. No. He and his wife are running drugs across the border. Maggie, did you hear that?
Yeah. I'll write that down.
Yeah, write that down. He and his wife are running drugs across the border to try and feed their 7 children. Let's go, Maggie, to number 3 from your school class. Go ahead.
Okay. ¿Qué sueños tienes para tu futuro?
All right. Jay, what's up? Can you talk to me?
Here it is. Ready? She wants to know, what are your plans for the future? In Spanish.
Oh, mis planes para el futuro es pagar mi casa y vivir feliz.
He wants to make enough money in the drug business to buy a home. Yeah, which is what really, they come over here for opportunity, Maggie, and it's the only way that the United States will allow these poor unfortunates to do it. So, Maggie, what's the next
Jay,
question?
I say you let Ira translate this next one.
All right. Maggie, you give us the Spanish. Ira will translate. All right, here we go, Maggie.
Okay. ¿Cuál fue la barrera del idioma como?
All right, Ira, go ahead. Translate it, please, into the microphone.
How high was the fence you climbed over to get here?
All right.
Habla español.
All right.
Un poquito.
Show off.
All right.
Show off.
All right, Art, what's your answer, Arturo?
I did not climb. I was born here.
All right, in Spanish, Maggie, he didn't climb, he was born here. All right. Now, Maggie, give us your next question, please.
¿Cuál fue su primer trabajo en los Estados Unidos?
Oh, I know that one.
Dishwasher.
All right. In Spanish, his first job here was, could you say it in English? I mean, in Spanish, you idiot. Say it in Spanish.
Un lavatrastes.
All right. Did you hear that, Maggie?
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God. We have nothing but deaf Spaniards calling up here. How about this joke? What do you have, a taco in your ears?
Oh.
Like that? You know know what, Dan? You're seeing some put-down radio now, my friend.
In its finest form.
Maggie, please continue with Arturo from El Paso. Go ahead with your next question.
Okay. ¿Cómo era la educación diferente en su país?
All right. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, Howard just came by the window and gave me the hurry up sign.
We're going to wrap this up.
I think that's bad.
I think her question, I'll translate for her. She was asking, why don't you guys just throw the toilet paper in the toilet? Why the trash can?
Right. Maggie, ask it one more time to Arturo, please.
Okay. ¿Cómo era la educación diferente en su país?
She wants to know how education is different from here and prison.
La situación en México es corrupta, no hay dinero, nadie respeta las leyes.
He said we have to pay him to get that answer.
Right. Maggie, this bit is really dragging on, and it's time. Yeah, I know you're only 14. Do you have enough answers that you can,
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, ladies, let's hear from Maggie.
That's an A+ right there.
Wonderful.
A+
And Arturo from El Paso. All right.
Gracias, everybody.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go to KJ from California. KJ, you say you are Spanish. I'm sorry, we don't need a Spanish speaker. It's over, okay? But thanks for... What is it?
You got a couple questions wrong.
Hold on, get Maggie off the phone. What do you mean, KJ? What did we get wrong?
The last question she asked was not what she said.
What is it?
Do you know your balls smell like a bowl of chili?
All right, get rid of chili. I'm hoping the little girl is gone.
Like, out of all the foods,
she was gone.
chili?
She was gone. Balls, chili. All right, Dan Natterman is still here, and the shit's so bad here he can't even steal anything for his show. Over on Raw Dog on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, the Comedy Cellar show that he hosts. Stay where you are. We're coming back.
Like a retard.
You're listening to the Jay Thomas Show. So ask yourself, what's wrong in your life?
Something seriously wrong with us.
Howard 101.
Jay Thomas.
Would you mind repeating that, Jay? This is the Jay Thomas Show. Howard 101.
Audio and video is on the way, and then later on, one of the highlights of the Jay Thomas shows, we bring the whore-type women on, who I have a real problem with, because that type of woman never even wanted me when I was doing strip club stand-up. But these women, they are lingerie fighting champions, and they'll be talking about the pay-per-view of Lace versus Leather on pay-per-view, and they really fight. These two. Garrett, have you ever watched this lingerie fighting type?
Oh, I haven't.
You know they should get to call the play-by-play? Marv Albert. Because he could wear lingerie and do the play-by-play, and he'd comment on the lingerie. I don't get the corset. You know, or what? I mean, I don't do Marv Albert.
A really close friend of mine is a famous sports announcer. Hell, I hate saying his name, but I will. Charlie Steiner. And Charlie's was at ESPN or whatever.
I put my hard hat on for all these names you dropped.
Yeah. He was sitting in a airport, a bar one night, and a guy says, "Hey, I recognize you," you know. And he says, I gotta just tell you something weird. I'm a pilot, and one night I get hit on by this stewardess that works for another airline, and I couldn't believe she was coming on to me like that. She seemed really nice and everything else. And we go up to her room, and I'm banging away and having sex and everything else. And out of the bathroom walks a guy out wearing a negligee. A bald-headed guy walks out of the bathroom. And I freak completely out, and she tries to tell me that he wants to join in, and that was the deal. He says, I get fucking dressed and get out of there. And he says, I just got to tell you something. The guy looked like Marv Albert without the wig on. And about 6 or 8 months later, remember, he was caught. I don't know if you know. Yeah.
Well, didn't he bite someone?
Yeah, and he had a fiance that stayed with him, right? And that's what they would do. Allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he didn't wear his wig, you know.
Yeah.
And he would come out.
Well, he was off the clock.
Yeah, and I had actually dated a woman once, and she was crying to me that she'd gotten divorced, and she was married to a lawyer in North Carolina, And she said that her husband would have her go pick up guys at a bar, come back, and she would bang him, and he would look from the closet. Now, I'm laying in bed with her, looking at the closet and going,
oh, no.
If that motherfucker is in there now, we're having some big trouble here in about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
She contacted me recently, married with 3 kids, living somewhere.
Sure.
But have you ever had a fetish that you were ashamed to discuss sexually?
Well, if I did, certainly this wouldn't be the time.
No. But I mean, really, does it, have you ever had a fetish that worried you that people found out about it? They would,
what's the wildest thing you ever?
The wildest thing I ever done, or the wildest thing I ever thought of doing?
Well, no, you gotta.
I got it. I'm looking
those arms.
Yeah,
that's the psychological. You don't want to talk about it.
Nothing too crazy. I had sex at a bar on the Upper East Side.
In the bar.
In the bathroom of the bar.
Oh, that's cool.
The whole staff.
And it was just some chick I met at the comic strip, and
was it a single bathroom or a
it was
stall?
the Flanagan's Pub, which no longer exists.
Single bathroom.
Did the
or
health
stall?
service close it after the event?
Pardon?
Did the health service close?
Oh no, I don't know about
the lease out of that
I think it was
place.
like a year later. But no, it was multiple stalls, and we were in one stall, and like I said, I was really kind of nervous the whole time. And then afterwards, she goes, she said something about us like, are you upset that we slept together? And I was like, slept together was an odd choice of words,
Yeah.
when there's not even a bed in the vicinity.
Right. Your head's under an air dryer.
She was kind of complimenting herself that it was like some sort of normal sex in the bathroom. You know what I mean? It was a little bit of a way for her not to be as filthy, dirty, and disgusting as she was.
Yeah, I don't know what her psychology was. I mean,
slept together.
Well, some people, I guess, use that as a synonym for sex, but
yeah,
I thought there at least had to be a bed somewhere.
But when she says that to you after that experience, that sounds like to me that is a chick who's looking to be attached.
Yeah, you may be right.
It's a woman that's looking to make it better than it really was. That this was an event. I did it because I liked you, and even though we're in this,
you're making me feel bad because that was the last contact I had.
Well, no, in real life she's a no good slut.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you don't bring that home to mom.
Yeah, how would you like literally to say, where did you and Cindy meet? And your memory, even if you don't say it, will always be of her going down on you in a sleazy bathroom of a bar.
She didn't go down on me.
Oh, you had stand-up sex.
Well, it was,
that's always
bent
fun,
over the toilet,
isn't it?
Wow. Did she come, you think?
I can't imagine. It'd be hard to imagine.
Christina, what do women get out of that when they don't come? They say it's okay, and
yeah, we're nice about it, right?
They say it feels good, but that's a lie, isn't it?
It still feels good. It's just that we're not as happy as you are because you guys always come. Always. You always do.
Yeah.
Well, there's no point to start.
I don't think I was necessarily happy.
Not gonna.
I mean, I don't necessarily.
I don't get in the car and stop halfway and decide not to go to the store. Right? Look, I'm going to go to the store. I drive halfway.
I always wind up feeling bad.
I bought the boots.
And then
I'm wearing them.
I'm just like kind of comforting about it. No big deal.
Yeah, that's what every guy wants to hear. It's no big deal.
Don't worry, that happens to everybody.
Yeah. They're so excited that it's happening and it's a quickie. Mm-hmm. But for most women, it takes a few minutes at least, and it takes a little,
Well, there's more to it. It's not just penetration. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I know.
Well, I was at a function once with my wife was there with me, and it was a work.
She must have pissed that you got laid in the bathroom.
It was a work function. It was outside of work. It wasn't like we were just all hanging out, and she at one point pulls me into the bathroom. This is before we were married,
obviously.
And she wanted to go to town, and I was very uptight because
before you were married.
Yeah, because all my coworkers and everything, and I'm like, no, and I didn't make it. I stopped it from happening. I can't tell you that is one of my biggest regrets in life
kicking
now,
yourself now, especially.
That I want to plow her goddamn head in the mirror and bang her so hard. Now, then I was like, come on, I got workers here. I can't do this here. What's wrong with you?
Have you had
the lesson here is
limousine sex? Is fun when they pick you up in a limo or something?
No, I mean, not really. I've cab, the closest cab titty,
cab titty.
Oh, I'd never whip my titty out in a cab. They're so dirty.
We'll whip it out.
I mean, cabbie. I would imagine cabbies see a lot of sexual stuff.
Oh yeah.
I never had sex in a cab, but I'm sure some people have.
They also smell it.
There's some cab driver who's taken some woman to court because he accused her of holding him at knife point and forcing him
Louisiana,
to eat her out.
New Orleans, I was there. I'm in New Orleans doing the show and at my home. And this woman is a very attractive former radio announcer.
Taxicab Confessions with Jay Thomas.
And she gets in a cab drunk. Now, women in Louisiana are just like men when they get loaded. And
Thoroughbreds over there.
They will do anything. I mean, I'm telling you, it is a fabulous place to grow up. It's a fabulous place to be.
That's why you still live there.
It's fantastic. And everybody's very bawdy, and women can take anything. Their husbands are no fucking good. Their boyfriends are no fucking good, and they stay with them. It's unbelievable. This woman jumps in the front seat, grabs the guy's cock. He gets his cell phone and starts videoing it saying, "Leave me alone," or whatever. Is there actually audio of that? Let's go to our audio of video. This is an unbelievable intro for audio of video. Yeah. Do we have it from New Orleans? Here we go.
No, but I have to go to work.
Okay, stop it.
No, please,
Stop.
please.
Come here.
Please.
Please.
No, I can't. I got to go home.
Flashbacks, Julie?
No, you got me. No, I have to go home.
The hell out of me.
Please, stop. I have to.
2 seconds.
No, I have to go.
2 seconds.
We went too far. This is, no.
2 seconds.
Please, I have to.
Are you serious?
Yes, I have to go.
She doesn't sound drunk.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
What is your
How
problem?
drunk you have to be to
I
find
have
a
a
cab
girlfriend.
driver hot?
Okay.
Listen.
And I love my girlfriend.
Well, that's fine.
And I'm honest and I'm devoted to her.
Okay.
But I have to.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I need to find a place to drop you off.
I'm right around the corner.
I appreciate.
Baby.
No, I'm.
Baby, it's okay. It's okay.
I love my girlfriend.
That's good.
It's like a hostage video.
And I need
love my boyfriend.
Okay, well, I need to. I need to drop you off and.
Can you chill out for 2 seconds?
Jesus Christ.
You're hot. You're
Let me drop you off on my cock real quick.
My girl, it happens.
No, I'm a faithful man, and
It happens.
Sounds like Sling Blade.
Like,
He turned on the phone.
I really need to drop you
and he
off.
put it under the dashboard.
Baby.
Is there video of this?
Mm-hmm.
You guys watching video?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Get over here.
She hot?
No,
No,
you were
she
kissing
is.
me.
You can see vagina a
No,
little.
I have to go.
Look at her.
I really do have to go.
And she's
I
fingering
really
herself.
do.
Come here.
No, I got
Oh my God, she
I got to
is.
go back. I'm
Fingering
gonna get in
herself.
trouble for this. And not only
What's she
this,
supposed to do?
we're probably, I need to really go. I really need to go. Please.
Okay, well, my house is right.
I don't know where your house is.
They go up straight.
She's rubbing
I
him.
really need to
Oh, with that finger?
Dan, could you turn that down?
I would
go. I'm
be
very
rather
sorry, but
difficult.
I really do have
You
to
know.
go.
That's okay. I'm not here, bosses.
Yeah. You can all you want, but I have to go. Where's the house?
Take her right.
Now, she was on the air,
She's like, make a ride.
and then this was released, and he sued her, or said something about her, and then she countersued him, saying that he was stalking her and wanted money. This is totally real, everybody.
Wait, but who's filming?
He is. He had his cell phone on, and he just kept it on under the dashboard.
So that it wasn't obvious.
Oh, you got shoes and a hat in the bag.
Yeah.
Now, she doesn't sound that drunk, does she?
No. Well, it's a daytime.
Now when
too.
she says baby, baby.
Is it daytime? Oh, my God, it is.
Oh, God, this woman's a winner on every level.
Oh, my God. And by the way, you know where her car's a Mercedes parked out front?
Thank you.
Probably a big load stain in it.
Wow.
Your girlfriend's a lucky girl.
Wow.
He can show his girlfriend that, and for the rest of his life, he'll get away with murder.
He is maybe one of the ugliest humans I've ever seen. There is a photo of him. What is her name, Garrett? Do we have a name on her?
I think it's Miss Awesome.
But she does not sound drunk.
Maybe she's on pills.
If
Because she was slow. She was like, come on, baby.
If I had that video.
No, she's being sexy.
Yeah, but still slow. Come on, baby.
So slow is sexy.
No,
She
but
wasn't
like,
being slow like
there
that.
was
You ever
a little
seen
bit
Nell?
of, you didn't
You ever
hear
see
it
the
at
movie
all.
Nell?
A little bit of, come on. It sounded like there was something altering her mood.
All she wanted to do was go down. She kept saying how hot he was, and he's really ugly.
Jennifer Gobert?
Gobert, right. G-A-U-B-E-R-T.
She's taking over for Letterman.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, Ara.
Jay,
What is it?
I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
They can't resist my milkshake.
Your milkshake. Never heard of that. You ever had sex in a cab, Ira?
Sex in a cab, yes.
You have.
Not the butt.
By the way, with a woman. He says with a woman.
Surprisingly
so. You were with someone. What was it like?
Holding a hand. Very, very good.
Oh, wow. That's
Eskimo
wonderful.
kisses with your nose?
And did she talk to you after the sex?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she said that'll be $50.
That's beautiful. So what did that cost you? How much was that?
Nothing whatsoever.
Wow. That's your
man.
Did you take her to dinner?
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't care. It's over. He's sleeping.
It's the morning after a night out, and she is still in her club dress. That's what it was, and apparently did the walk of shame.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, from some dude's house. Wow,
no shame there.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
I feel a little bit of shame.
Isn't it
for
sad
her.
though?
I do. I feel shame for her.
Dan, don't you feel sorry for women? They do the same things we do. We're called studs, and they're called sluts.
Well, I'm certainly not calling her a slut. But I have great admiration for her.
I got a hard on watching it. Did you?
No. But I would have had I been at home by myself.
Right.
And
you mean because other people are in the room?
Well, Ira in particular.
I tried, but Dan's pinstripes threw me off.
You know what? The tip of my penis hit my zipper. That's what I felt. Cold of the zipper. Just, Brandon,
Shuli, you want to trade
a little hard on when you watch that? A little hard on?
A little chubbed up.
A little chub. We got a little chub. What about you, Shuli?
I'll sword fight with you. What's up? Bring it.
And did you get a wide on, Christina?
Nope.
Wide on?
Nope. Dry as a bone down there.
That's nice to hear. I don't know, turn you all on. Hey, by the way, over at Fox News,
wedding vows.
Over at Fox News, when Connecticut won the basketball championship, one of the women that was talking about it looked at all of the Negroes on the team and the black coach also, and she made a little bit of a mistake, and in her head she was hearing the N-word just reverberate in her head when she made the final announcement for the collegiate basketball championship.
Huskies are the 2014 NAACP national champs.
There you go.
With a UConn championship, the Huskies once again are in basketball heaven.
NCAA champs, the Huskies celebrating as they
all right, let's
down
run it again.
Kentucky Wildcats.
She's looking at all these black guys hugging each other.
The 2014 NAACP national champs.
There you go. NAACP.
The Huskies once again.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's right.
NCAA champs, the Huskies celebrating
the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Whoopsie cakes.
In her head, it's one of those, kind of Michael Richards slips, kind of a thing. By the way, does he ever do the Comedy Cellar over there, Dan? Is he ever going to be on your show? Is he back doing comedy again? Michael Richards?
Well, he never did the Comedy Cellar. He's an L.A. guy.
Yeah, but
I've never seen him. I don't know what he's up to.
Well, he's doing a terrible TV show on TV Land, but with Kirstie Alley and Rhea Perlman, and it's I always knew him to be a quiet, nice man, but that was a slow news day or something because he was ruined by that for a long time.
The worst, but the video was bad. The worst part about that was his apology thing on Letterman.
Terrible.
Well, yeah, he called them Afro-Americans. He said Afro-Americans.
It was like Seinfeld it was like Seinfeld was the dad, and he brought the kid that broke the neighbor's window on the show to apologize.
He said Afro-American.
He called blacks Afro-Americans during the apology.
Yeah, that's
which is kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
It's more of a 70s term, but
oh my God!
So he's a bit out of touch. Yeah, well, he's an odd guy. I've never met him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's ever done comedy at the Comedy Cellar, but
no, he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
nothing.
I guess.
Let's welcome. Go to lingeриefc.com. Feather the Hammer Hayden. Feather, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Jay. It's great to be here. How are you?
I'm great. We also have Dan Natterman here, the tremendous comedian who was just telling us about having sex with women he meets in clubs in bar bathrooms.
I did it one time.
Very interesting.
Yes, it is. Now, lingerie fighting on pay-per-view April 11th, or on video on demand anytime after that. How long have you been in the lingerie fighting game, Feather?
Well, this is actually, tonight's going to be our 18th match.
Jesus.
So it's been going on a little bit.
Wow. What's your record out of 18?
I'm 17-0.
Oh, stop. Woo! Oh, my God. Now, is it a weight class thing? Do you have to weigh in? How does it work?
No, it's really a little bit more open than that.
Yeah.
There's not a large amount of women that are into it.
Yeah.
So we just, who we have is who we fight.
Now, when you say fight, is it MMA rules? I mean, when wedgies
are there
count?
pillows involved?
No, there's no pillows. This is real.
Man.
I mean, you really grab at each other, throw each other around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're punching, we're rolling around, we're throwing against the ring.
Can you pull hair?
We pull hair.
Nice.
We pull hair.
Good.
Yeah, we've got some girl stuff thrown in there.
Do you guys have cool wrestling type names, or do you just go?
Well, they call me Feather the Hammer. Everybody's got their own title for sure.
Who else? Silk Hogan. That would be a good one.
What's that?
Silk Hogan. Maybe that.
Hogan. That would be a good one.
The Intimate Warrior.
That's good too.
My favorite is Suzanne Hawaiian Punch Nakata. She's one of my favorites. I've been watching her for years.
Coco B Underwear.
How about Helen Ignite Me?
Yes, Helen.
You can bring back the Bushwhackers. You don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
You can just use that as
Tara Guillotine Gotti. That's for you, Dan. Guillotine.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, they named the razor blade after him.
Doctor!
Yes.
Do not.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Doctor, what do you say to those who say the lingerie fighting is fake?
Now, what do you say about that when they say it's fake?
Well, what do I say?
Yeah. What do you say?
Come on in the ring and find out for yourself.
Oh!
Wow.
Here's another name. The Do Not Iron Sheik. What about that?
That's only after you're married, too.
Oh, those are great. So now you're going to be facing off against who? Is it? Are you the featured match? Would you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm the
TJ
main
Thongbo.
Honestly, it's kind of a joke.
Really?
They've they've matched me up with a ring girl who decided that she wants to fight. So I'm not expecting it to last very long.
You mean one of the girls that does the card for the ring?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to beat the shit out of her and leave her for dead?
I really feel sorry for her. I almost hate to hurt her pretty little face, but she wanted to get in there.
That's turning me on.
Now,
what's her name?
Her name is Jody Conacher. I'm not exactly sure what her title is.
She actually was supposed to be on with you, and she went to voicemail. So if I were you, I would not be worried at all.
She's calling herself the Conquering Angel. Jody Conquering
she wouldn't even answer her phone for this call.
Maybe she's busy training.
No, she's busy walking around a ring.
I think she's scared to death right now.
Wow.
You asked me earlier about fetishes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I like the idea of this Conquering Angel being disciplined.
My guess is she's probably getting her nails done.
Oh, God. I love it. Well, you're not only a great fighter, but you're also a beautiful woman and everything else. And obviously, there'll be many men that tune in and pay the price and everything else. And we feel as though there may be some masturbation that goes on during the event.
I can't speak for that personally, but yes. I'm sure there's some stuff going on there.
Doesn't it make you think how ridiculous and disgusting the male species is? Doesn't it really? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but they are the ones that are buying the tickets.
They are.
Exactly. You got to take the good with the bad. And by bad, I mean jerking off.
So what do you wear while you're fighting?
Lingerie.
I know lingerie, but I mean, do you have like the garter clips? Are you wearing shoes?
No, we're not wearing shoes. We're barefoot.
Is there ever a nurse against a cop?
Can you choke her with a garter clip or no weapons?
We do not have weapons, no.
My favorite is Sarah Double D.
You're not a fan of Brutus the Brawless Beefcake?
No, I'm not.
Andre the Vagiant?
Lucy Lawless? Just keep it the same.
Feather the Hammer Hayden pay-per-view lingerie fighting championships, lace versus leather on pay-per-view April the 11th, or there'll be video on demand after that.
Is there a way I can rent the pay-per-view by the minute? I will only need 5 or 6.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, only 5 or 6 minutes. That's
so
all.
you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
He's a creepy
5 or 6 minutes.
Right.
Now, did you play lingerie football, too? Because I will tell you this, and this is going to sound like a joke. I tuned it in one night to make fun of it, and I'd had everybody on the show. Maybe you came on, too. And I started watching it, and they played a real brand of football with shoulder pads, their beautiful stomachs and legs exposed, and the little shorts. And it was really good. Were you a part of lingerie football ever?
I was not, but we do have a girl
Yeah.
In our league who is a lingerie
really good.
football player, and they
Really is.
are not a joke.
They are not.
They are not a joke. Just because we're beautiful does not mean that we can't throw down.
Now, if let's say you and I went out and I bring you to my fabulous apartment and I've given you $1,000 to come out with me, and if I wanted to wrestle with you,
Seems a little bit of a low ball, but
well, all right, I give you $2,000, and I go, look, let's just let's put down this little waterbed thing that I have here that I happen to have had fixed up for us. Would you wrestle with me?
would I wrestle with you for $2,000?
Yeah.
I probably would say no.
Really?
But you can snap them like a twig.
Yeah, that's really not part of what
You're
I do.
stronger than most guys think, right? I mean, I would probably.
Well, I'm actually a bodybuilder as well, so yeah, I'm pretty strong.
I did American Gladiator as a joke and had the shit beaten out of me by the women, and it was really bad. And I was really hurt.
Joke, and it was a joke.
No, I was hurt. I was injured, and I was the largest woman I've ever seen in my life that came after me, and I was in really great shape and everything else. And then we arm wrestled, and she almost broke my arm. I mean, it was bad. When you say you're a bodybuilder, I mean,
what do you bench?
Yeah.
I'm actually a figure competitor, so it's bodybuilding, but I'm not the big, bigger bodybuilder woman.
Well, for $2,000, would you just hurt me? I like that. No. Well, I can't wait. You're 17-0, and you're going to beat the cold living shit out of this poor little ring girl, Jody Conacher, the Conquering Angel. One final question.
Mister.
Yes.
Has anyone ever hit you in the testicles by accident? Of course.
No, these are women. These are women.
This is not male lingerie.
This is not men.
It's female.
I'm sorry.
Nobody wants to see men in lingerie.
Yeah, well.
Marvel.
Dan.
Okay, maybe not nobody.
Yeah.
Most people.
Go to lingerieFC.com, and then on April 11th, pay-per-view. And remember the day we had Feather the Hammer Hayden on, who's 17-0. I'll be watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Feather, can I have some DVDs?
No, not giving you DVDs.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Good luck,
wow.
fella.
Unbelievable, huh? She might have had a little bit too much testosterone there.
Or Salem's.
Yeah. Now, have you ever gone out with a muscular woman or really like a well-built?
No, I don't mind a tall woman. I'll take 6 foot tall anytime, but they got to be, womanly. I don't.
You're not dating Andre the Giant.
No, I prefer, not too muscly.
The word is it lithe? You like the term lithe? You like
willowy.
Willowy. Yeah,
I like a willowy chick.
Right.
I don't mind a curvy chick, but not a muscly chick.
Wow. Wow. Let's go to John in Kentucky. John, you enjoying the show up to this point with Dan Natterman, a Jewish comedian that's here.
I'm really focusing on the Jewish aspect.
Because I want people to know you're not just have a cold. It's actually the nasally Jewish comedian voice. Let's go. Yes, go ahead, John in Kentucky. Go ahead. Down at the bottom. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
I'm fine, thank you.
Didn't you reach your Jew quota last week?
Well, we almost did. Yeah, sorry about that.
You can never have too many Jews.
Ask you for something, Jay.
What is it?
Ain't nothing sexier than a guy from Kentucky when he has a woman on the air with coke throat that could take a punch.
A woman with coke throat that could take a punch. All right, with that, I'll say we'll be right back. Thank you very much.
The Jay Thomas Show. Don't go away. There is more to come. Unfortunately. Howard 101. Your name is Jay Thomas.
Hey, Jay! Jay Thomas.
Howard 101.
Why are you acting so weird?
What's wrong with you?
Just tell me what's happening. It's okay that we're on the air. What's happening?
Oh my God!
I'm getting the song right now. Sorry.
This is the most unprofessional show on the fucking channels. So what?
He's not used to you being here face to face.
Well, I don't care. What?
He's a little starstruck.
I got it. You want it now?
It's a little loud. You turn it down.
Jesus Christ. The other day, there was I'm sorry about this. Your show is edited and everything, so it sounds put together by the time it gets on the air over there at Raw Dog, right?
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Somebody edits it. Lewinsky.
Yeah, you just give them the raw.
Yeah, we give them the raw.
Yeah, and then they do it for you. That's not here. Here you're seeing it.
Right.
It's happening.
Better this way.
You notice all the phones are lighting up? Every one of them's an asshole. Every single one of them. Meaningless idiots. But they call anyway. A lot of them want to call and say bad shit about me, too. I don't put them on.
Or Baba Booey.
They like doing that, too. Like I don't work here.
Right.
So there was a social media marketing world convention, and thousands of people
tweeted about it. Nobody went.
No. They paid $1,300 a ticket to go and learn more about social media.
How much more can you learn?
And it was held, I want to say, it might have been in Las Vegas. And the scumbag that got all these people to do it, he wrote a song and he has this woman come out, and this is absolutely, thousands of people paid $1,300, and at the end, they sang this social media song called Let's Get Social. This is a real convention. It's on the big stage. I think Vegas. Look, come see it.
Yeah, you have to see the video.
Listen carefully to
Showing you things you like. Try to get engagement. Here's some photos from my life.
With the guy that ran the convention singing back up.
Kids, some bacon. I'm hoping you'll share my stuff and tweet it to the world. If you help me grow my clouds, I promise that I'll share yours. So connect with me. Let's have some fun and show the world how this gets done. Let's get social. With social media. Let's get social. Social media. Where we can spread the word and grow our reach.
$10 sweater on.
Find our fans in their newsfeed. Let's get social with social media.
Why would you pay $1,300?
I want to know how much she gets paid to sing this.
I wouldn't pay 99 cents to have this on my phone.
She works. I think she's at the convention.
Oh, so she doesn't. This isn't a paying job.
No.
Okay.
We're looking for the secret of Facebook's holy grail. We try to keep from.
Dan, you're moving your head a little bit, aren't you?
He likes it.
Yeah, it's actually good. Let's get social. All right.
So connect with me.
Wait. Yeah, it gets better.
Here we go.
Oh, good. There's more.
This gets done. Everybody, let's get social.
Let's get social.
Social media. Let's get social.
Let's get social.
Social media. Where we can spread the word and grow our reach and find our fans.
I'd like us all to Instagram our dicks to her. Just fucking tweet your dick to that guy.
Social.
Watch the guy.
All right, everyone, I want you to stand up now. Take out your phones. Take a selfie with your neighbor. It's time to get social.
I can't stand
He made like $100,000. He made a ton of fucking money off of
Get
these
a
assholes.
selfie of your neighbor.
All right.
Comes.
Wait, watch what he does. Watch what he does.
He puts on an outfit.
He's doing impressions.
Wait a minute.
Does he turn around his Nicholson?
Hey now, y'all. Can we just get real? Do we really care about our fans? Or is this just another deal?
Yeah.
Said another way that we lost our way? Social's about the people, remember? We are people. Do we really need another like, fan, or share? Do we need another post to show up everywhere? I hope as we scatter that we never forget that our posts live forever, even when we go to bed.
So connect with me.
All right.
Have some fun.
Garrett, you've got to get the guy's name for me. I want to actually say his name and say he's a fucking asshole.
Okay. I thought you wanted him as a guest. I'm like, how are we supposed to be like, come on the Jay Thomas Show? We love you.
The melody didn't seem that bad, actually.
You know what? We were all kind of bobbing our head, weren't we?
I've certainly heard a lot worse. The lyrics I'm not that into.
All I know is one Beastie Boy dies, and now white people can't rap.
It seems
for
like
shit.
It sounds like the Final Countdown. Remember that song?
The Final Count, right? Which is a great catchy tune.
Let's go now to a.
It's the final countdown. Yeah, it's basically the similar melody.
What would you rather run? You want to run the girl that's upset about Miley Cyrus, or the girl that hail struck her car?
We can warm up with Miley Cyrus.
Let's warm up. The girl just learned that Miley Cyrus's concert has been canceled.
How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, she's pretty sad.
I really wanted to see her really bad.
You know what? Do you know she's a little whore? Do you know that? I wish I was there giving that interview. I want to hear it one more time. Listen, nothing makes me happier than to hear an asshole unhappy over another asshole that makes me unhappy that they're even fucking alive.
How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, she's pretty sad.
I really wanted to see her really bad.
I thought that this was a 6-year-old. She's a grown woman.
Absolutely.
But it's a grown-ass woman.
Yeah. Let's have Maggie come back and ask that in Spanish.
Now, if you thought she was bad.
All right, now.
Fun. Good warm-up.
By the way, I was renting a car in New Orleans as this hailstorm is coming across Texas. This very hailstorm. This is just from like last week. And I say to the guy, he says, do you want insurance? I say, no. I have an American Express card that pays the deductible, and I pay a lot of money for insurance if I rent a car, no matter what happens, right? And he says, well, you're going to be responsible for anything that happens to the car. And I said, okay. I said, there's a hailstorm coming. What happens if hail hits my car and dents? He goes, that's your responsibility. I said, wait a second.
You say, hail no.
No, that's an act of God. That's an act of God. And this guy said, you better buy the insurance. You better buy our insurance, or they're not going to pay for it. And so what's funny is that this thing was big news for us. And the hail came over, and it really destroyed a bunch of cars. And this is a poor person, a poor woman, and, cars are a big thing, and it wrecked her car, and she might not have hail insurance or whatever. So here she is.
I'm very depressed, very mixed up. I don't really, I was telling people I don't even know what to do with the glass. I've never been in this situation. Do I just sweep it off? Do I need to put it in a certain receptacle? I don't even know.
Windshield broken. Let's run it again. She doesn't know what to do with the glass.
Freaking out.
Yeah, the windshield was completely shattered. And here we go again.
I'm very depressed, very mixed up. I don't really, I was telling people I don't even know what to do with the glass. I've never been in this situation. Do I just sweep it off? Do I need to put it in a certain receptacle?
Oh my God.
I don't even know.
What's great is the collapse. She starts off okay. She's got her shit together.
Yeah.
And then the thought of her broken glass.
She immediately calls her dad. Dad, I don't know what to do with the glass.
But I'm going to tell you something.
Her 9/11.
Do you not think, and I mean this, that she's not on a pharmaceutical you know what I mean? There are lots of people that are taking all kinds of pills to relax themselves. I mean, the doctors are giving it to them. And that woman to me, Dan Adamans here, that woman to me looked like she was on some sort of a pharmaceutical. And because, and now an emotion's coming out, and it's working against the drug that's supposed to keep your ass
This is the accusation part of the show?
No. People no. Oh, no, I'm not accusing, but it looked like that to me.
Well, that could be. I've had similar reactions at losing my keys. I know that.
Do you take any?
Get overwhelming.
Are you on something? Are you Prozac or anything?
No, I years ago I was on something. They don't use it anymore.
What happened?
Banned.
No, it's not banned. They just replaced it with Prozac and all that stuff. But I don't think it was working really much for me. So.
And then those people kill someone. They're going to probably find out this crazy kid that was stabbing people the other day that he's on something, and it's
well, he got to a lot of people, huh?
He did. You know what? It's shocking. Someone said if you listen to that interview with the girl that saw the stabbings, they think you can hear the knives clanging in the background. I don't believe that's true. But he went with 2 knives. Now, they've only got him for 4 people for attempted murder and then 26 others for assault, which means they went by the depth of the stab.
But it also means this guy has to literally run super fast and stab as many people as he can, one shot, and keep going.
Yes.
Because he got 30 people.
Easily.
That guy should be locked up for good.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, Stan.
It was a good thought.
First of all,
Stan, no,
I would
not
like
Stan.
to wish
No,
you...
Dan.
Dan,
not Stan.
Dan, I would like to wish you a good Pesach, good Passover.
Thank you, Ira.
Yeah.
Appreciate
you and your whole family.
What is that? Dan?
He says that. It sounds like an insult.
I have 4 cups of wine. Jay.
Really? What do the 4 cups of wine designate? What is it?
Oh, redemption.
Redemption? Dan, what is the Pesach about? The Passover and all that? What is that?
Well,
do you know?
It's about 8 days.
Oh, he's a bad Jew. Bad Jew.
What's the song, Ira?
Huh?
Yeah, sing the song that you were singing yesterday.
Yes, go ahead.
Dino.
You actually you carry the music with you.
Need some music.
We all do. If you're
Wow,
Jew,
he's got a whole packet.
If you're a Jew, it's law. You have to have music.
I mean, for those of you that are listening that have ever even met a Jew or you're driving across the country or whatever, it is unbelievable. You come to New York and it's like Jew town.
We got 3 of them here
and
right now.
it's weird because I lived in the South my entire life and I didn't know any Jews either. And you listen to Sirius XM and my God, it's like
little Israel.
They're running the place. They're running the joint out here. I'm surrounded by these people.
Everybody sing along.
All right. Here we go.
Sing along with me.
This is a regular day in New York. For those of you who've never been
All
there.
right.
Here we go.
Die, enu, die, enu,
Yeah.
die, enu, 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 die,
Now, who is this Anu guy who wants to die? Who is that? Who's dying?
Ilu hotzi ono mi mitzrayim die.
Wow. All right. Thank you.
Die, enu.
Yeah, the song die.
All right. Thank you very much.
Die, enu.
All right. That's enough.
Jay,
what?
First of all,
Smooth segue.
I want to wish you and your whole family a beautiful Easter.
Well, you know what? I want to say to you and everyone, thanks for killing our Savior. Thanks for taking a man who just wanted peace, nailing him to a cross, and torturing him to death, and then forcing him into a cave and having with his bloodied hands crawl out of it somehow. Thank you.
You are invited
Thank you.
to a Seder Monday night and Tuesday night.
Can I bring a crucifix with me?
You can bring anybody
By the way,
with you.
I can bring anybody with me.
Party!
By the way, it's not 2 Seders. It's the same one. It goes from Monday to Tuesday.
Yes, I know.
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Earlier today, I was on the trucking channel, which is called Road Dog. And they're very nice people. I forget their names now, but they were a man and a woman. And they were
Meredith Oaks and Christy.
And so we're there, and a guy calls up, and he wanted to question me about Star Wars, and he's called this show.
Yes!
So,
Him.
and I tried to convince them that even though I seem rude to people and stuff, they keep calling back because people that call radio stations are not right. They're not mentally all right. And you know that from listening to radio. You know that from hearing some of the broadcasters. Tim of Harrisburg, how long did it take you to recover from the shellacking I gave you earlier today?
It took a few minutes, but I got over it.
Really?
So,
yeah.
It's always nice to be shellacked by you, Jay.
Yeah. So you wanted to ask me about Star Wars, and I said, pretty, boldly, I said, hey, I'm not into that. And you went on anyway. Why is that? Why did you need to ask me a trivia question? Why did you need to do that?
Just because I know you're an expert at trivia, so.
Well, what is the question?
The question is, in the original trilogy, who is the former Jedi who betrays and murders Luke's father and helped the Empire destroy the Jedi Order?
Ira, who is that?
Who?
I said Ira. Ira, who is that?
Nobody.
No one? No one did it? Garrett, do you know?
No clue.
Dan, do you know?
Murdered Luke's father. Luke's father lives.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Is that a trick question,
Hey,
Tim?
Tim, gotcha. Gotcha, pal.
It could be.
Anyway, Darth Vader's Luke's father.
Right.
He was alive.
Spoiler alert. I don't know. Maybe he's listening.
I'm sorry.
He didn't have a stem, like a spinal stem, but he was still alive.
Yeah.
So it's a trick question.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle?
You know why he's doing this? I was on Adult Swim with, is that what you're calling about? That's actually funny and no one gets it. I did Adult Swim the other night, and I asked the guy a question. What's the guy that likes us and listens and
Rob Corddry.
Rob Corddry.
Rob, yeah.
So I'm the
You
quiz
did
show host,
Hospital.
and I say, for $500, it's the skin that's taken away from the head of the penis. Is it circumcision? No, I'm sorry, it's Don Cheadle, was the answer. Well, Tim, I apologize. You're funny. You're funny. Thank you. Very good. All right. Those two poor assholes over the trucking channel have no idea what's happening. Let's go to Sarah, who's in Staten Island. Yes, Sarah. Sarah, go along. What made you decide to give us a call? What do you want to talk about?
How do you not know what Passover is?
I'm not a big Jew. That's why. I'm not. I played them on TV, and people think I'm a Jew, and I'm not. I'm not a Jew. I'm from the South. In fact, we would chase them around places and stuff. We didn't know that we were not supposed to make fun of them. It took me moving to New York to know that, and I'm not joking.
But I mean, you know who Moses is, right?
We thought he was a Christian. We didn't know. We didn't get it. We didn't understand it.
Listen, what's her name? I'm sorry?
Sarah.
Sarah, listen, it's Shuli. I was born in Israel. Take it from me. We're not trending on Twitter these days, all right? We're not at the top of everybody's thought process.
If I were Jewish and they came and they said, if you don't accept Christianity, we're going to slaughter your family, right within 5 seconds. I got a crucifix. I got a Bible.
Whatever you need.
Because it's all nonsense. So I also feel that way, too, about it. Just don't.
We've actually met. I'm JD's date reject.
You're who?
JD's date reject?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Sarah.
You've met them,
Hi, Sarah.
not me. You're not met me. All right.
She's coming in Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, what is the story of Passover? Isn't it about? Wait a minute, I do know it. They wanted you wrote something in blood on the door, and the angel of death passed over the doors that allowed people to know that you were a Hebrew and killed all the infidels.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. That's not.
Well, that's the only part I even give a shit about. So goodbye. Get rid of it. I give her the fucking
Shalom,
answer.
Sarah.
You know what? That's why people don't like you folks. What do you think of that? I gave her the answer, which is pretty damn good, and then she keeps with the yapping in my face. Right?
All right. Well, we have to work on that as a people.
All right. Let's go out to San. Yes?
I'm waiting for an invite from the Roadhead Channel.
What does that mean? The what?
The Roadhead Channel.
Roadhead, I see. Let's go to San Francisco. Steve of San Francisco, welcome to the show. We're 1 in 7.
Hi, Steve, San Francisco. It's around 64 degrees and a beautiful sky.
Where 1 in 7 inhabitants of that city are avowed as gay people. Steve, welcome to the show.
Living by the bay.
Are you gay or straight, Steve?
I'm straight, gay.
Oh, wonderful. Now, is it cool to be straight in the town where there's all these fagulas running loose and dancing around and tickling people's testicles, and then the big, the kind of lingerie fighting-sounding women that are there? What's it like, Steve, to be straight in San Francisco?
I'm pretty stoked with it myself.
I bet you. Steve, what can we do for you?
So I'm just calling to defend those dickheads that were out at sea with their little kid
Yes.
had to be rescued.
Yes.
Everyone's all fucking up in arms about that. I'm not happy that we had to pay for the rescue. Let me just state that. I think they should have to pay, but I don't think they should have been able to call. But I'd like to thank them because at least they didn't have their miserable little fucking retarded kids in their restaurant, which seems to be where everyone else likes to take them.
For those who don't know the story, you don't watch it.
This was not on the French channel.
You don't know this. Here's what happened. This guy, who was a Navy guy and everything else, and his wife want to sail like around the world. So they bring their 1 and 3-year-old child on a sailboat. Their families were kind of against it. Now, a lot of people have done this. And they take off from Mexico in not a big sailboat. And after 900 miles, the boat is in trouble. The woman starts putting on Facebook the baby rolling, I'm not joking, on the floor of the boat because the boat is being tossed. They begin yelling for help. And the Coast Guard, 900 miles, now that's a haul to go save these people. And it's a huge story. And people want the children taken away from them and stuff. Now, lots of people have sailed with their children in the ocean, and they've written books about it and everything else.
They've made movies about it.
Yes,
Open Water too.
They have. Yeah.
About people.
Yeah, all that. So, Steve, I mean, I know you were doing that about crying kids in restaurants, they do want them to pay them back. They say they owe the Coast Guard over $100,000 or something.
I don't get it. I mean, the Coast Guard
was a free service.
Well, not only that, but one of the services they provide is rescue.
Right.
So you need rescue. Now you're the asshole because you need to get, because Mother Nature decided to be an asshole. Now you got to pay for it.
That's right.
That's bullshit.
Well,
I don't agree. I wouldn't take my kids on a fucking trip on a boat around the world on a sailboat.
Right.
I wouldn't take them on a cruise ship.
Take them to a South Ferry.
Take them on the ferry.
You bring up a good point.
Wow. That's what Spalding Gray said to me. Last time I saw Spalding Gray, he said, "Meet me on the ferry." You gotta know theater in New York to get that joke.
Yeah.
Steve of San Francisco, I don't give a shit what you think. Thanks a lot for giving us a call. Let's go to Jose, who is in Barstow, California.
Hey, Jose Menace. How
what
you doing,
a
Jose?
shithole that is. Why do you live in one of the worst places I've ever been? Why do you live there? What the hell do you do there?
Jose from Barstow.
Yeah, I know. What do you do there, Jose, from Barstow?
What do? I do anything I can. Hey, Jay.
What is it?
I'm calling because that woman that, oh, by the way, that song you just played, God, for heaven's sakes, don't ever play that song again.
All right. Let's get social. Social. Yeah.
I was calling because that chick that you want to wrestle,
yeah.
The only reason why she turned you down because she didn't want to show off her cock.
All right. Thank you very much, Jose of Barstow, California. Thank you. Let's go to Sheldon.
You know what Barstow's most known for?
What is it?
Having a train that is now a McDonald's that you can sit in and eat on your way to Vegas.
Wow.
Where people actually do things.
Hello, Sheldon of Pottersville, New Jersey. Yes, Sheldon, go ahead.
Yeah. How you doing, Jay? Big fan. You guys make me laugh every time I turn you on.
All right.
Listen, I was just calling because of the way you were ranting about the kids stabbing people. I thought that maybe he's been watching that TV show on Fox, The Following.
Yeah.
They seem to be stabbing a lot of people. I'm just wondering if the kid was some type of misfit. And
could be Call of Duty, too. You know, on Call of Duty, there's the thing, you can just run around with a knife and stab people.
It's a very wealthy school, and they're saying that there are a bunch of rich kids at this school, and it's coming out now that he was bullied mercilessly, and he was getting back. But the weird thing is, why does they begin to kill others that have never dealt with him, because I guess...
but we don't know that. It could be 30 people bullied him throughout
No.
What do you mean? What do you think? It's just one or two bullies in the school?
Let me tell you something.
I read he was very
Sheldon,
quiet,
you will
surprisingly.
agree with this.
I'm not saying it's right what he did.
Let me tell you something. If he's being bullied, then he's a pussy that can't protect himself. And I'm going to tell you something about pussies. They're not going to go stab the people that bullied them because the bully will beat the shit out of them, right? The big bully. He stabbed defenseless people. That's what he did. So... You know, and for me, they ought to take a kid like that and the people that shoot people and drag their fucking asses through the goddamn street and let us all kick them.
I like how the guy called in with the comparison to The Following, thinking you would have no problem blaming Kevin Bacon for this.
No, not whatsoever.
Your history
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
All right, Sheldon of Pottersville, thank you. Wasn't that in the movie with, wasn't that Pottersville, the movie, the Christmas movie? I know none of you Jews watched it, but,
It's a Wonderful Life.
Thank you very much. Mr. Potter was Yeah.
We have a resident that puts a sign up every Christmas in the center of town. You're not in Bedford Falls.
Ah, that's funny. All right, Sheldon. Funny. Thank you very much. Let's go to Ron of Texas. Yes, Ron, go ahead. Ron, where do you think that plane is? Been missing?
This is Brongar.
Your name is Ron Gar?
Brongar with a B.
Oh, your name is Brongar.
Mm-hmm. Nothing weird about that.
Wow. What are you, a Branch Davidian? Is that the
wizard?
No.
You know how Jewish people have a name sometime? You know, Sydney might be Jewish or...
No.
What?
No.
All right.
It's a
No.
What's your name again? Dan?
Shimon Ben Peretz.
Yeah, but Brongar, is that some sort of a religious sect name that you're?
No. I used to do a lot of Renaissance fairs. So that's basically my fair name, and
wow,
and it has become my handle.
Wow! So you would run around looking like a medieval soldier and with the big sword and all that. Wow, I love that.
Of course.
And the winches would be serving the wine and everything. I love them.
Beer, ale, water, and...
Let's hear it for Brongar.
Yeah.
We always wondered what those fucking weirdos were like in real life. Yes, Ira.
Jay,
What?
if you come to a Seder with me on Monday night,
right,
you could have 5 cups of wine. I'll make sure.
You know what? I cannot come, and I'll tell you why. Gentiles are not allowed to hang with Jews. Are not allowed to hang with Jews during Passover.
It's not kosher. Will
you come with me to a comedy club,
No, I will not.
Why not?
Because it's Passover.
That's why I can't come. I'm a Gentile. I can't go where Jews are.
You could come
No,
with
I
Jews.
can't. Hold it a minute. Let's go back to Brongar. What is it? Where's the fucking plane?
I know a lot of Arthurian legend and the wizard.
Yeah. All right. You say a wizard is taking the plane?
No. He opened up a portal.
A wizard has opened a portal, and the plane is in where? In the middle of the earth? In mid-earth?
I have no earthly idea. He just opened up a portal. The aircraft is gone.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just basically regurgitating what CNN talked about for 20 minutes last night. Portal, wizard.
With the wizard Merlin.
All right.
Open up a portal, and it's just gone.
All right, great. Hey, look, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Go back and clean your sword. Thank you.
All right.
By the way, here's a man that lives very, very close to where the stabbing was held. Tim, welcome to the show. What do you know about the stabbing? What do you know about this kid?
Hey, Jay, I actually don't know a whole lot about this kid. I actually did grow up about 20 miles from where Franklin Regional is. But
is it a rich school? Is it a rich section of town?
It is. It's a little bit wealthier than your normal school right around the Pittsburgh area.
I would imagine maybe not so many black kids go to school there.
No. My first cousins went there. It's definitely upscale and very well established part of the city.
Right. So it's a lily white school, and they were bullying these rich white kids were bullying this kid, right?
Sure. Yeah, we all were bullied growing up.
You were bullied. What was done to you? Yeah. What was done to you?
Oh, I think we bully. I got bullied. It's the same thing. You grow up, you're getting bullied in the locker room after gym class.
Sure.
But here's the difference, Jay. Here's my perspective on it. We grew up having to go outside as kids in the 80s and 70s, learning how to socialize with our friends, learning conflict resolution. Where
you're not. You know what? You're not wrong. We would go outside, and you're right. I would get picked on or whatever, and I would say either funny stuff or get beat up or fight back or whatever. You're calling up the wrong show to have this kind of cool discussion, and I'll talk about this, later on in my podcast. Like Dan, you're not a big guy, and you're a comic. Were you bullied as a kid in high school?
Here and there, not too much.
Not too much. But did it ever make you want to get somebody and beat him up or hurt him or whatever? I mean, we've all had those fantasies, but we didn't do it. What he's saying is that what a lot of psychologists are saying, kids don't play anymore. They're not allowed to go like outside or whatever.
And they win everything.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily
everybody
true.
gets a ribbon.
Well, if we were in school together, I would have been the second to last guy bullied, and then I would have picked on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I got bullied. Exactly. I got bullied early on, and then I realized going into junior high, and then I kept this format going through high school. I just became great friends with all the black guys, with all the Mexican guys, and I just hung out with the tougher crowd and just kind of was like a barnacle on that ship. I was just kind of there, and that helped me not get fucked with.
By the way, it's in Kentucky. I'm surprised nobody pulled a gun out and shot this little prick, Tim.
Yeah, really?
Well, everybody wants to carry a gun, and Georgia wants everyone to carry a gun. I know in Kentucky they want everyone to carry a gun.
Well, have they started saying, had someone had been armed?
Well, no, they are. The NRA is saying that.
Yeah, right.
Tim, if you'd have had a gun, would you have blown the little prick away?
You know what? If I had a gun, I would have blown the little prick away.
Me too.
Plain and simple.
And you know what? You'd have been a fucking hero in my eyes.
And didn't they do this recently? Not this exactly, but a similar type knife attack happened overseas. I think it was like in Hong Kong or something.
It happens a lot in China because you're not allowed to have guns. And so there's a lot of that in China. A lot of it. Yeah.
Well, whether it's a gun or out in San Francisco where the guy drove over 15 or 20 people, or you have a knife, people are going to continue to do it just because they're miserable and they know they can become famous within about 30 seconds. So I think media is part of the problem here, too.
I hope he goes to jail and some big, giant fucking guy just bangs his ass the first fucking night he's in jail.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Well, Tim, you know what? You're too smart for the show, but thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Thank you. Must have been trying to call the fucking doctor channel or something. Let's go to Kurt, who says he sailed around the world with his children and would like to comment. Kurt, when did you sink? What happened? What happened, Kurt?
Okay, Bill, my wife and I, we basically, with our 3 kids who are 2, 4, and 6 at the time, we almost sailed around the world, but we ended up coming back.
Oh, wow. How did you get 8, 9 miles out? How far out did you get before you turned around?
We actually did a Trans-Pacific. We went down to Panama.
Wow.
And then from there, we were going to go through the canal and go over to the Bahamas, but we decided to go ahead and do Trans-Pacific. We went out to Tahiti.
Jesus.
We went to New Zealand.
How long before you and your wife were one sick of each other and then sick of the fucking kids on a goddamn... How big was the sailboat?
The sailboat was a 45-foot Hunter, and so it was big enough.
No, it isn't.
To do something like that.
45 feet.
You know what would be a big enough sailboat? Is another one following me.
Yeah.
I'm on
with like
sailboat.
A boat I can go to by myself and watch sports and shit.
Just has a bar and a big screen.
So, I mean, really, did the kids say, we're bored, we don't want to be doing this, it's slow, and all that other shit?
The key is to bring along entertainment for them.
Really?
And if you do that, and then you make up games and things like that, and actually put the kids to work, give them all chores, give them all
for
tasks,
that.
then they stay busy. The problem with the couple that attempted to do the across the Pacific trip is they didn't have the right size boat.
No.
They didn't carry the right size or the type of safety equipment.
And they didn't bring any SpongeBob videos, apparently.
There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta bring.
Yeah, they didn't.
You gotta bring tablets, DVD player, DVDs.
Now, are your children sailors now after this a big thing that you did?
We are not sailing anymore.
Oh,
However,
they'll never sail again as long as they live. Well, that's wonderful.
Right.
Well, that's
so,
right.
But they all know how to sail. But really, the biggest mistake that couple made was, you can buy these weather radios now for a couple $100, and then they have satellite subscriptions that start at $20 a month. They would have known that storm was coming 48 hours prior.
They're poor. They're poor and they're fucking hippies. And they just took off. Yeah, they're idiots.
Yeah, and they should have stayed 100 miles from the coast rather than trying to cross the Pacific. They should have just done a south.
Well, how do you get across the Pacific if you stay 100 miles from the coast?
Look who's Monday morning, Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what happened to that sailboat you sailed on? What'd you do with that thing?
Did you sell it?
We actually ended up selling it, and then we flew back. But it was a 2-year journey, and I would do it again. If I were younger, I'd do it again. But at my age now, I like having my feet on the ground.
How do you drinking water? Do you distill your own urine?
No, we had a fresh water maker on board, and it produced 6 gallons per hour. And it literally pumps seawater into your boat. It goes through a reverse osmosis system. So we could fill our 100-gallon water tank in about 14 hours. We could fill it.
What was easier, getting some alone time to bang your wife or explaining to a 4-year-old how to swab a deck? What's an easier process?
Probably the first one.
Yeah, late on the boat. Now, the other thing is, one of the reasons why I work is that I like to leave the house where the fucking rats were. I can't imagine having to be with my kids, especially 24 hours a day. I'm sorry, but that's not the way it's supposed to work. You have them, you leave them with the wife, and then you come home later.
At least a cruise ship, you got the casino, you got the deck you can jump off of.
Are you and this is our final question, are you and your family closer because of this incredible adventure that you decided to go on?
We are. And the key is to do it between about ages 2 and 10. The minute they hit 10 or 11, they want nothing to do with you until they're about 19 or 20 again.
Even though they went on a boat with you?
Right.
Wow. Okay.
I think all kids are the same. The minute they hit that 10, 11 age, they don't want to be seen with you in public.
You sound like a big, like a square or something. Did you make a bunch of money in the internet business and you could take 2 years off on a giant, $800,000 sailboat?
No, I was actually in the military for 6 years. I worked as an MP and then got out of the military and started my own security company. And the security company actually
When you were an MP, did you ever take a drunk in the back and beat him with that club of yours?
No. We were just private security. We provided security for stores and things like that.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough that I had a manager who ran the business while we were gone, so I was actually making
I would
money
love to be trapped in a boat with you for about 6 months.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
you and I chatting.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I would feel
Thank you very
terrible
much,
for you.
Kurt, very much. It's the Jay Thomas Show. We had one guy talk about some psychological thing, and then Kurt has talked some real sense about sailing around the world. Please, none of you people call anymore.
The Jay Thomas Show. It looks more like a police lineup
7825, code 6.
than a radio show.
Howard 101.
Jay Thomas.
Would you mind repeating that, Jay? This is the Jay Thomas Show. Howard 101.
Tonight, by the way, I'll be joining Artie Lang. Speaking of stabbing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I can't wait to ask him a couple of questions about that. So, would you say you should have been arrested 9 times for attempted murder of yourself? On Sports Zone 92, which is at Sirius XM, and of course Audition 101 on DirecTV. I think it goes on at 9:50 or 10 minutes to 10 or something like that. I'll be with Artie, and I will ask him about the stabbing.
You should.
I bet nobody else has. And Dan Natterman has been in our studio and has laughed a little bit.
I can tell he's very fascinated with Ira.
Well, he hadn't
He
left.
got pound cake. What else?
Yeah.
Ira's the greatest.
The Comedy Caller Show, which Dan hosts with Noon over at Raw Dog Comedy Hits 99. And the new episodes air at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights at Sirius XM. Let's go to Marianne, who is in Brooklyn. Yes, Marianne.
Hey, Marianne, how you
Hi,
doing?
everybody. Jay, and hi, Ira.
Right, all right.
Hi.
You ever think that you're, because you call Howard a lot and you call me a lot, you ever think that you are not right in the head?
Marianne, it's right in the head.
Get rid of it. Stop it. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Ira, hold on a second, Marianne. Ira, shut the fuck up just for a minute. I mean, really.
I love Ira.
I know you do, but hold on a minute.
Thank you, Marianne.
No, you know what? I told you to shut the fuck up. I mean it. Turn the microphone.
I love that laugh.
I mean, really. I mean, come on. I'm sorry. Go
Ira,
ahead.
you were saying?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Marianne. Marianne, what do you like when you're on your period? How's that?
Listen to me, it's been 5 years, I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, 55. But I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
All I want to say is, as soon as you said that, I was compelled to call. Why, I don't know, so maybe you're right. As soon as you said people are crazy that call radio stations, I had to call you. I don't know why. I was invited buying candy, and I'm home now. I drove. I'm like upset, so I called you, Jay.
So you just heard crazy people call. You were buying candy, and it was an addiction. You had to call.
It was like the bat signal just went up.
Wow.
I had to call.
Now, are you married and have a family in Brooklyn?
Yes, I have a beautiful family. I have a husband. I have a married son. I have a daughter.
Right.
I'm totally in love with Howard. I'm totally devoted. I'm his queen. Why don't you come to ATT?
Have you ever seen Marianne in person, Jay?
Never.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful woman.
You know what? You know
Yeah,
what's funny?
no, it's true, and so is your whole family.
Now, wait a minute. You're a lovely woman with a really ugly voice. That's
Very ugly voice.
weird. When you were meeting guys before you were married, they probably didn't think you were going to be hot when they talked to you on the phone, did they?
You know, a lot of people, I think people think I do look nice because my voice is so horrible that when they see me, it's like a relief, but I don't, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Now, you know, when women are devoted to Howard, and this has been going on for years,
right.
I would always immediately think that they were, like, nasty. Because if you liked, mostly men liked Howard. If you liked Howard and you were a woman, you were into, like, you would fuck around and do stuff. Do you think that's a
No,
true?
I'm like Marilyn of the Munsters. I'm like the type of, like, I think that's why I have it. I just get it. I just absolutely get it. Right, Julie? Don't I freaking get it?
There is nothing about her that says she's nasty or dirty in any way.
She'll give you the shirt off her back if she doesn't even know
you
you.
get that impression in your mind that
in the beginning, Howard would be listened to closetly by women.
I mean, in the beginning, there was chicks sitting on speakers while he was, making noises.
This is a true story. My wife, I was on the radio in L.A. getting my fucking ass. Shut up, Marianne. I was getting my fucking ass killed by Howard. And fuck you too. Slimy old bitch.
I say it to Jay, but I'd never say it to Howard.
No, nobody would. You think somebody called me, hey, Howard, suck your own dick. That happens to me all the time. So my wife apparently was a Howard fan, right? And so I'm getting my ass kicked, and I'm, trying to figure it all out, and he's over there. So she was going to school at the time, going to Cal Poly Pomona. Comes home and says, I want to talk to you about something. And I said, what is it? She said, I was listening to Howard today, and he says that he knows that I listen and I finger myself while I listen to him. And I'm going, what?
How does he know that?
Howard Stern said that Jay Thomas's wife listens and fingers herself to listening to the show. She goes, that's right, and I want you to do something about it. I said, well, first of all, you were fucking listening. First of all, you were fucking listening. She says, I was, and she starts hemming and hawing. I go, you fucking listen to that cocksucker, and all this kind of stuff. And I said, we're about to lose our fucking house and all this kind of stuff.
You're not allowed to say cocksucker anymore. Rule number 1.
All right, I won't. So then I go to New York, and I see Howard at Don's office.
Yeah.
And I say, listen, you said my wife fingers herself and listens to you. If you ever fucking say it again, if I have to get in a fucking chair, I'm going to break your fucking nose. I did this in front of Don.
Really?
Has Howard ever talked about it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
And Howard says, what are you, threatening me?
Right.
And I go, my wife told me to tell you that if you ever say anything about her again, then I'll break your fucking nose.
Right.
Like that. And I said, that's where I come from. That's how it works.
Right.
Like and I was nervous saying it. Don, what are you, crazy?
Right.
I said, Don, I'm married. My wife told me to do it, and that's the fucking deal that I had to do. I wonder if he's ever commented on that? Or
I don't
recall. I said I had to stand in a chair to do it.
Which is true. Yeah, it would have been true.
Yeah. Yeah, Marianne, that's what, my wife was a closet listener. And
I don't know why. Why would anyone? That's crazy. If they're out in the open, why would anyone feel free to listen to a radio, Jay?
Because our husband was on another station getting his ass beat
by that guy.
Yeah. Like if your husband worked at Coca-Cola and you're drinking Pepsi right in front of him. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Why don't you just bang the Pepsi can while you're at it?
Well, maybe I'll call Monday and ask Howard if it's important enough.
Ask if Howard remembers when Jay physically threatened him, and he looked
by
down
standing on a chair.
He looked like somebody had shit on his shoe. He was looking down on me.
He obviously remembers. That's why you're on his channels.
I guess he does. Well, Marianne, it's nice to know you're a nut. You call us all.
I love you guys. Happy Passover and happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you.
Love you. Ira, we have a date for AGT this year. You're coming.
All right, Marianne.
You guys have a date for the Bad Voice Hall.
Bye, Marianne.
Let's go to...
This is the longest I've been on a phone.
I know. Get her off. Get rid of her. Get her off. Is that...
Jay, she is wonderful.
On line 2, is that... Who is that on line 2? Shalani is on line 2? Your name is Shalani from Boston?
No, Shawnee.
It's Shawnee.
Oh, you know what? Michael's not familiar.
Are you Jewish and you think that Shalani was calling?
I thought it was my cousin Shlomo.
I thought it was Tommy Shlamy from the story yesterday.
This is a stand-up comic from Boston. This is Shawnee, and I wait to hear it. Shawnee, say hello to Dan Natterman.
Hey, I've been called a lot of things, but Shalani has never been one of them.
Right.
So he's got a stutter, and he has a high-pitch octave thing that happens, and it's legit.
Unless he sings, obviously.
Right. When he sings, he doesn't stutter.
Are you a fan of Dan Natterman? Do you know his comedy and the show he does?
I don't, but he's done a pretty good job today. I'm going to check him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shawnee's just the opposite of Dan on Twitter.
He does
He's
20
not
minutes
funny
in
on
2
it
hours.
because you can't hear his voice.
Yeah. So Shawnee, you're another one that calls all the time, so you must be nuts, right?
Well, how do you hear you, Jay? I mean, you and your cousins fuck the same pumpkin. What?
Well, that's right. That's true. Well, how do you know? You know what? It makes me mad. Now, wait a minute. Excuse me a second. First of all, it was a watermelon. No, it was a watermelon. And we took warm oysters. We plugged the watermelon. We put the warm oysters in the water, and we all fucked that watermelon hole. And that's how you learn how to have sex in Patterson, Louisiana.
Dan, Goyim, right? Am I right?
They're certainly an interesting breed. I just went to an Asian massage parlor.
Yeah. Shawnee, how did you learn how to have sex?
Well.
I already told you guys the story about fucking the pillow.
You banged the pillow the first time?
Yeah.
All right, wait a minute. I mean with a human.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
He's stumped.
Can you sing it? Can you sing your first sexual adventure? Go ahead.
We were in the basement. Let's get social.
All right. The great Shawnee of Boston.
Can I just mention?
Yes.
Shawnee's going to be with me Friday, May 2nd at Connecticut at the Comics in Foxwoods, Connecticut at Foxwoods Casino. So go to cleanboxentertainment.com. He's doing a show with me.
God, I wish I was in town for that.
It's going to be great.
Wow.
We're going to have a great time.
That's incredible.
Cleanbox.
I have a feeling Ira will be there.
Will be at the Foxwoods. That's a big casino.
Yeah, Comics in Foxwoods. You played Comics, right, Dan? You played that club in there.
I have. I will be there again.
Yeah. Give people your dates. Where are you going?
I don't know my dates. My website is down.
That's right.
Thank you, Shawnee.
Let me ask you this. Are you going to be at Empire City?
Empire City's where he gambles. That's where he wants.
Empire City in Yonkers? I've done that. I've been there as well.
You were?
I have been.
Shawnee.
Are you going to be there with him again?
I don't have any plans to do so, no. But I suspect I will be.
When you're there, he will be there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you.
That's right. Let's go to Danny, who's in Los Angeles. Yes, Danny, go ahead.
Hey, Jay, remember when you used to work at Power 106 and you had Richard Simmons on?
Yes.
And you guys called Howard?
Yes, I do.
That was a classic.
Well, thank you.
Help me out here, Jay. Don't be a dick.
Well, we also, I came to New York with my show, and I had Susan Day with me.
She's hot.
And we got, he got my hot lot, I got his. I don't know if did you ever hear this show? And he had the woman from The Exorcist on. What's her name?
Linda Blair.
Yeah. That is like, 25 years ago. So he has Linda Blair on. I have Susan Day. And we begin screaming at each other to where Don Buchwald, both of our agents, afterwards said, I never want you two ever to talk again or ever be on a show. He said it wasn't radio. It wasn't funny. It wasn't even compelling. It was awful. So he starts saying shit about Susan Day that I was doing a show with. And I said, well, why don't you have Linda Blair put her head in your pants and have her fucking head spit around until you spit green pea out of your mouth or something like that. And that's what we did. I don't remember what. And then when I had Richard Simmons on here,
you pissed him off.
Sal.
Well, there was before that.
Sal had called up.
Right.
And
but before that, I remember he came on, did your show, and he talked about somebody, he had just lost somebody. He had said, I just lost, like, he had a family member or somebody.
Oh, Richard.
Yes. And he says to you, I think it was his mom. He goes, I just lost my mother. And your response was, have you put flyers up?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
And he got really pissed, and he wasn't talking to you for months. Then he finally comes back.
No, he didn't talk to me for 10 years.
For 10 years.
We did the Hollywood Christmas parade, and we're waving at people. It's on international TV. We stop, and Bob Eubanks is the fucking host of it, right? And some, old beat-up former Miss America is there. And I go, Bob, it's great. Thank you, everybody. And I'm the king of the Hollywood Christmas Parade. And this is my queen, Richard Simmons. The next 5 hours, he's waving and smiling, going, I'll never speak to you again. Never speak to you
again. And then he
after.
finally comes back on your show, and Sal from Howard prank calls the show and starts talking about how he can't. He's asking about a diet, and he says
he's addicted to sausage,
creamy sausage. He can't stop eating the creamy sausage.
Yeah, I never spoke to him again. Thank you, Daddy. Let's go out with our favorite song, and let's say so long to Dan Natterman, who, by the way, he'll be performing in many clubs as soon as his website is back up. You can find out. But the Comedy Cellar show is at Raw Dog Comedy Hits 99, and the new episodes are at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And on Twitter, at Dan Natterman.
All right.
Give him a
Have
follow.
a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah, here we go.
My kids some bacon.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you'll share my stuff and tweet it to the world.
Yeah.
If you help me grow my clouds.
We're picking up our papers here.
That I'll share
Get ready to leave.
So connect with me.
Getting our coffees.
Let's have some fun. Let's show the world how this gets done. Let's get social. With social media.
Yeah.
Let's get social. With social media. Where we can spread the word.
Are you working tonight?
And grow our reach and find our fans in their newsfeed. Let's get social. With social
Did I say it?
media.
All right. I said it. That's on the audio.
Searching for the story.
So we actually turned the show off a little early, didn't we?
So we shoot our viral
Quit turning my mic off, you little
and
prick.
we post it to the gram.
Keep it on. I'm still on the air. They don't pay me to quit 2 minutes early. Jesus, I have enough trouble here without you shutting the how I make a living off.
That leads to hashtag fail. So connect
You need me to clean this up, Jay? This
Yeah.
mess down here?
all
All right.
cleaned up.
Show the world how
outta here.
this gets done.
Everybody.
Let's get social. With social media.
You have a good time today, Mike? You enjoy yourself? You did? Good. Glad you had a good
Social
time.
media.
A lot of paperwork here. Jay, these are yours.
All right.
We can spread the word and grow our
God damn, we just turned off so early.
We just gave up, I think.
I had a lot more material. I could
Friday.
With social media.
Hey, join the J. Thomas After
All right,
Show.
everyone, I want you to stand up
I don't
right
have an
now.
after
Take out
show.
your phones. Take
Let's
a selfie
take a
with your
selfie.
neighbor. It's time to get social.
Yeah. I would like to read that this guy was burnt up in some sort of house fire, wouldn't you? And no, I wouldn't care if, he died a horrible death.